hello, everybody. Welcome back.
There we go.
Welcome
Ooh,
back.
I got it.
Welcome back, everybody, to Ginton Dice. We're a bunch of us nerdy friends who came together to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Everything's not a bird.
Uh,
Oh,
it has been forever, guys. It's been forever, right?
yeah. It's
Three-
been a good hot minute.
3 weeks is forever. I'm so sorry to keep you all waiting. I'm so
How
sorry.
dare you? Indeed.
I can't do that. I don't have
I-
glasses.
I blame everybody but size me. It was all their fault.
This is the
we-
DM.
We commandeered
DM.
the session.
The whole
I-
reason this mission happens.
I was like here, I was ready to go, and nobody showed up. Nobody just wanted to play anymore. So I was
That's
like,
a lie, you know it.
Me and Cole
You lied,
kidnapped all
DM.
the players.
Lie.
You're busy
We
force caging
kidnapped
dragons
them.
and changing the memory of the DM.
Yes, and being cats. Because that rules.
so welcome back, everybody. I'm glad that we're all back. I'm glad to have you all back. So welcome back. So, after even just 3 weeks of gone, guess what, guys? 0 announcements.
What now?
0 announcements.
We're
What?
one
No, no, no,
announcement.
no. I have an announcement.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's an announcement. How
What
could
does
you
Fun say?
forget? I just said it to you.
Alright,
I've
what
already
you...
forgotten it.
It's my mom's birthday!
Woo!
We related to birthday, woo!
So, happy birthday to your mama.
Yeah,
Your mama.
This mama, the best mommy
If I can ever make that sound like an insult, I will try my best.
That's too bad. She's the
Uh,
best mama.
Is it just me or is Cole playing Minecraft?
No,
Cole
Cole-
actually
So
plays
he- he's-
Minecraft.
he's
Oh,
just been
boy.
froze there, like he's been stuck.
Okay.
I just I hear the glitchiness from here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
can
trying
hear
to
it.
say
Oh,
something.
it's trying.
he,
Pixelate itself is trying.
guys, if you never know, he has extremely terrible internet.
Yes, American internet.
Ooh,
Mhm.
that's right.
At least 3 people in here have American internet.
That is true.
You already know who won us.
Honey, y'all. Too.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I have forgotten everything. So
I read
Yeah, I
I
don't
read
believe
the
that.
notes from last session.
I mean, I remember where
have
we were
not.
at.
I
remember
read
everything.
the last sentence.
We were literally in a big castle. That's about it. I remember.
I don't.
It
It's not that
castle.
big. It's really not that big.
It looks big. We'll just say it's a castle when it's.
Like the mental image is big.
You have written down the size, the exact size of this castle.
In reality, it's just a castle that is like
It's like an apartment
slightly
complex.
bigger than a manor.
The
So it's like in between a manor and a castle.
you only think
Mhm.
it's a castle because it looks big, but like it's the only building by itself, so it's just a standard house, but it just looks like a castle.
Mm-hmm.
It has like how do you call it, like battlements, and that makes it look like a castle.
It's got like three roommates that live there too, so it's really like an
Yes.
apartment.
It's like-
Well, I
Very-
don't know about everybody, but I think we're all ready. Is everybody else ready? Are we ready to get
Sure.
into this?
We'll call that ready.
Okay, well,
I mean, are we ever
let
gonna
me-
be more ready?
let me just turn everything back off if nobody's running.
Okay, well, bye guys. Let's go to another one.
Bye.
Bye. Alright. Well, once again, I'm glad for us all to be back. So why don't we go ahead and get started with tonight's episode? Let us begin. So,
Do-do-do-do.
where we last left off, you guys went on a quest up north. Not just any north, far north, up to the Wailing Caps. You guys were trying to find a staff that Ace had explained to possibly be maybe of any use to entrapping this creature. That you all have been on, not necessarily the run, but had a few interactions with Goromaki.
Who?
Now, you guys faced off against a owl-like being that was in control of the staff with some not necessarily clever, but with some friendly talks back and forth. It was still decided she wasn't giving up the staff without the fight, and still also did not like intruders in her area. You guys fought as she went through multiple stages until she got to her final stage, where she was kind of like a half of a humanoid in height, but still a gem-like being. Around that same time is when that creature, Goromaki, busted through the ceiling, ignoring all of you and going straight for what would probably be the greatest power source.
Hmm.
With Ace being able to take the staff and, even though at a cost, managed to stun the creature, you all managed to flee back to his place, his domain. There, you guys witnessed the full toll of what he done, with 2 broken arms, quite possibly as shattered as possible.
He's broken.
There, as he rests, some of you explored the grounds of this kind of like a chapel, but it's obviously built in a way of like a fortified area. There, Arissa had discovered a couple of items that she found in the basement, along with the orb of Azrael that is sitting down there. Tay came across some of the golems that were seen before when you guys were in the Great Fault. Zoe, you have seen a symbol of something of your patronage that was kind of being used for like a paperweight of sorts, just in a little bit of clutter around this fortification. And Akuma, who had recently went under a new transformation a couple of days prior, as everybody slept, stayed right above Ace, with a possible chance of finishing him off, but with a little bit of rustling from some of the people who was asleep, turning and whatnot, decided against it for now. So, as you guys, this would be your second day there. We are on day 37. So, as you guys wake up and go about your norm, you guys having what little bit of breakfast that there is available. What is people wanting to do?
I need to finish crafting my shit.
What are you crafting?
Like
Again?
the spell bomb, remember?
How do you plan to get that into? I'm assuming you're taking it into her garden.
I mean, if I make it correctly, we can just throw it at it from up high and then like.
But isn't it in like the basement of the castle?
No, the garden is on top in the middle.
It's not on top in the middle. It's you have the castle, and then behind the castle is the garden.
So it's on top, behind the castle, which is in the middle.
All right.
Slight change of position.
Because I was thinking, should we be hidden when we make our approach there?
Probably not a bad idea.
I mean, part of the party, like not everyone needs to be there. I mean, like it just requires.
Well, I had an
One of it.
idea. You're
Hmm?
You have the ability to be quite hasty, and I have an ability to make things disappear and still be able to do actions, which I'm sure you might be able to do as well, but you probably wouldn't be able to do both at the same time.
Correct.
So I was trying to come up with an idea where maybe I could, through use of greater invisibility. We know the names of spells, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't remember how Dungeons and Dragons work.
I mean, I'm a wizard, so
Yeah.
of course I know spells. Like,
Magic
Yep.
user does not know what spell
I
is.
mean, if you tell a barbarian, I great invisibility, barbarian's gonna look at you. Yes.
Hey, you know what greater invisibility is, right?
Totally. I totally know what you're talking about.
Good.
It's the barbarian.
So,
Like she has her shades, obviously she's sleeping behind her shades. Like... What did you say again?
just snores, but we all hear totally. But yeah. I was thinking maybe I'm going to try to see if this works at some point, but maybe if I cast greater invisibility on someone and then go inside my lamp, then that person could um uh haste themselves or maybe cast fly and try to get to a position above the castle, or haste themselves and someone else casts fly on them and he looks over at Akuma and get to a position over the garden
I
and drop
suppose if you
the
need my help.
charge.
You know what the issue is with the garden, the reason why I'm making this thing to begin with? If you
Hmm.
cast spells in there, and I assume you're not part of the allowed people, the garden will...
Well, what I'm proposing about casting the spells is that we do it like away from the castle a little bit, which is why I'm saying both haste and fly. And then once that's done, maybe I could pop out of my lantern and use Dimension Door to get away to a safer location.
Are we attacking this garden? I mean, I know it's a big deal, but
How long, if it was dispelled, how long would that last?
Permanent.
Permanent?
hmm.
Permanent.
How long would
As
haste
long as it
last?
took her more than an hour or so to try to get something back up running, then
I mean, the whole
could
idea
get
is...
my spells back, which would mean each of you have only expended one spell, and I would still have my full ability if we had an hour between when we dropped the charge.
I mean, it's not gonna cost me any spells to do it.
I know,
It
but
was
I'm just trying to think of a way to get there, get above it without much risk.
I mean,
Because I'm
just
assuming they have anti-air support.
They have anti-air cannons just on the ready.
like...
I mean, it's all over the castle. Like the second they see, I would believe. No, I'm not even going to make that suggestion. Yeah, they see. Oh, look, that looks like somebody flying. Fire the cannons!
And I just like you
Well,
see like
I'm
out of the
assuming-
buildings like little hatches
I'm
open.
assuming because the shifters do have flying.
Shifters. Shifters?
They do
yeah.
have some flying people, so I would assume they would be upping their air defenses.
I mean, the thing is, we can have several people on the ground and then just two people fly up, do it, because like casting a normal invisibility on two people is no issue. And considering I'm just dropping an item at that point, it's like doesn't
Makes
break
sense.
invisibility to begin with.
I guess
I
not.
can fly without wasting a spell if we want to try that. It's only at 30 feet, but
How long does that last?
10 minutes. I've used
Should
it
be
multiple
enough.
times. I can use it 3 times back to back if we need 30 minutes of flight.
I mean, it
But
should be
by
fine.
then
I
we
mean,
can fly from the exterior wall all the way in.
that's provided they can like they don't have. Well, let me have a.
But if we're invisible,
Starts
it's
reading.
fine.
Starts reading our books. Wait, let me just read my books real quick.
The range on True Sight, I think, is like 120 feet if that's what you're looking up.
No, I'm looking to see invisibility.
Oh. I don't know that one.
doesn't specify how far they can see.
Hmm.
I guess it's just as far as your visual range is.
Hmm. So if you're flying
So-
high enough, they won't see you.
Would it be better for us to do this at night then?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, that'll probably be an option. I mean,
Alright.
I think we have some more time before we get there to begin with, but I think it's a good idea to talk about it now. It's just that we also have to see the lay of the land there. What are we actually dealing with, right?
Definitely won't be a walk in the park, that's for sure.
No.
Or a walk in the garden?
Because she obviously has a lot of. I mean, we have more things to deal with. Remember, we need to send the other people.
Yes.
We need to have, because the thing is, like, if we say everything goes off without a hitch on our end, right? We go in, we beat Lily, shit like that. That's great, right? But what if then Lucian's like, haha, now we're gonna come in and fuck you shit up, right?
Yeah,
So
that
we
is
need to send Vos and the rest to go after him and have Vos challenge him for leadership, essentially, if she's up for that to begin with.
And
She never seemed like she was, but maybe she'll do it for us.
what if that doesn't work?
Uh,
Pardon my
I'll
lack
just-
of faith in our friend, but
Well
what if
then,
he is too powerful or something?
she'll die,
then-
and then everybody that goes with her will die then.
I mean, I don't.
Not unnecessary.
I mean,
That
she
is
did
token-
she did like took an Oni on herself when we weren't that strong, so I don't know.
Wow.
But
That is
Lucian's not an
impressive.
Oni, and
Yes,
this
you-
could be. Lucian isn't
I
an
mean-
Oni, so this could be
She's a strong lady.
different.
I mean, she probably has to tap into the beast, right? If you know what I mean.
Indeed, she finally needs to let that go and just deal with it.
I think she's been holding off too long on that side
Yes.
of her.
She has been. Well, the last time we talked, anyway.
I mean, things can change, right? Like, I think maybe now that she has people, like the bears and the other people we found there, like
Maybe they'll bring her out.
look up to her, right? Maybe that will like inspire her to make the step she didn't want to make before when she actually has people look up to her.
Indeed.
We were sort of equals in the same thing, but those people like see her as the leader, right?
True. They do, and they seem to idolize her very much. But hopefully that does work. In the meantime, I guess we should just work on what we have control over for now.
Now, out
Speaking
of
with Golden.
curiosity,
Hmm?
do you have the spells to waste on messages today?
I mean, yeah, I can cast
Should
6 if I burn everything.
should we? Well, I don't think you'll need that many. I only have 2 questions. The first one is, should we communicate with Sona or someone in her group about what's currently happened? And kind of tilts his head over towards Ace.
Yeah, Ace is a different
That's
story right now. We really should deal with that first before anything else happens.
And
Because
maybe
as
they
of right
can come
now.
and watch him while we go regroup.
I mean, I
with
think
some
if
of
you
the
look at
people
where
we
they
sent.
are, and they don't have the travel that we have. I mean, I think the golems plus the enchantments that are on this place for him to not be seen are probably enough.
Indeed, but that doesn't mean he's going to heal right. We
I
probably
mean,
should get.
probably need Sona together with Vos to be backup, I suppose, because Vos can't just walk on her own with like 6 shifters into the wolves den, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say maybe we should at least either try to regroup with them here or have them come here to watch him. Maybe while we go down and check on our other allies who've gathered in the south.
Indeed, I suppose we can't just sit here for a really long time.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot of logistics in terms of like carrying people around, right?
Yeah. My
Mhm.
second
I mean, they're quite.
question was going to be about the people in the south. Maybe should we check on Ore, see if he's conscious yet?
I mean, if Oreo was conscious, I would know. Luke's a
Indeed.
DM.
Unless the person who is
Nope.
going to tell you
You
about
haven't
Ore
you
is
haven't
dead.
heard anything from the
People would let us know by
There's
now.
like 2 people who would tell me. There's like cast a lady. What's her name again?
Uh,
I forgot the name.
DM looks at picture.
yeah, give me a second.
Mm.
Yeah, I forgot the name as well. It's been a
Cypher.
while.
Her name is
Cypher.
Cypher.
For the biz.
Like either Cypher or
So-
Sabur would tell me, so I think it would be. Because like him being awake would be a big deal, right? So.
Of course, but I suppose once again, not at what's hand here. Or
I mean, we
two
could also. I
hands
could
for that
also.
matter. Oh,
Technically, I could ask some of them to show up at the capital, I suppose.
Would be a bad idea. More help. But
yeah.
we would have to choose who we want to show, or we'd have to ask who would show up.
Yeah, because they can't send both of them. And I think at best we can get Dragonborn man. What's his name?
Mm.
Fuck. Why do I forget? Like it's been
Are
so
you,
long ago.
are
that
you
I
talking
forget-
about Kaiser?
Kaiser,
Yeah.
that was the name. Yeah.
Mm.
Like,
Kaiser.
I think at best we're gonna get him from those two because I think she won't leave Ori's side. Quite sure.
Oh.
Indeed. She's a little attached, I suppose.
99% chance she won't leave.
Are there
Yeah.
any other allies we could have help us or help Sona and the others?
Hmm.
Uh,
No.
None.
I mean,
I
know.
I don't know how much of allies the what are the name again? The boy band Dustbringers.
Uh,
Boy
I gotta look at so many things. Give me a second.
Yeah, this is it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I don't think I've met those people.
No, I haven't met them either. I just
Dust
hearsay.
Breakers.
Dustbreakers. Close enough,
Yeah,
right?
Kei Akuma, how friendly are we with these dusk breakers?
Big old 0 out of 10.
Oh,
We're
big
not-
old zero.
They wanted us to
mean-
kill some vampires,
wanted-
and we didn't do that.
So if we did
Yeah.
that, would they then possibly come to our help?
But wasn't that just a deal that you made? Like, if you help us
Was,
with this,
it was.
then we will help you be non-outlaws. But
The-
fuck
Yeah,
us
but
all
that's
itself.
not
No,
going
the
now.
the deal is
I don't remember.
if you help them by killing this specific person, they will help you by letting you know of a specific location of somebody that could help with the wolves problem. They never said
Oh,
anything
that was
about
it.
helping your
That was
outlawish.
I think the deal was struck mostly by Voss, wasn't it?
It was.
I can't remember. I was
Yeah, pretty much. Yes,
I
it
was
was.
playing a different character, so
We don't.
I've only
was
heard
I.
hearsay.
They
I-
seem.
yeah,
I
exactly.
I
We
thought
don't
the
know.
different characters.
I just say like
Yeah.
they seem different enough. They didn't seem like they were on either side, but I don't know if they'd come to our aid.
They wouldn't help, but I don't think they would hurt us or get in our way.
I assume
No.
that they're just a neutral party in all of this.
Yeah,
stuff.
they're neutral at this point. I don't think they're worth trying to talk to.
I mean, the thing is, we would tip the scales into our favor instantly.
If
Is if we find the
went
Star
after-
Guardians.
No.
Yes, true.
If we went after the vampires they wanted us to go after, and they give us information on how to stop the wolves, could we not then stop the wolves before stopping Lily? That way we don't have to worry about them coming in after Lily is killed or
Mm,
defeated.
A, we don't know where that person is.
Yeah.
B, it's a
They were.
vampire.
In Thievesland.
We've killed vampires before.
Real vampire.
There was one in the cell right beside
That
me.
was like as much of a vampire as you're an elemental.
I think Tay's the only one who actually knows how I reacted to that vampire.
I mean, they all heard it scream. Don't get me wrong.
We all
They-
hit the bitch.
Indeed, it sounded something like you, but
But yeah, so like that vampire was as much a vampire as you're an elemental.
We can
which is
handle
like,
vampires. They're nothing.
Not so much. I
uh,
got
what to say? Taste
me,
faced before.
me, Sabura, and Voss fought a vampire, and we almost died.
I mean, you just need, like, what? Holy water or something? They're undeads, right? All you need's
No.
water, right?
I don't know if that's even just a story tale or reality.
Everyone
but
starts
it's
waving in your
funny.
direction. You're like air genasi, right? They just blow at you and you disperse.
No, you gotta use the opposite of air.
Fire?
What, throws water at you? Oh,
I think earth would be the opposite of air.
throws a rock.
Earth prestidigitation.
I mean, that's not gonna do anything.
I know, but there's gonna be dirt left over after the rock hits me.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you're that like, if you can't,
I don't
like,
think I can dodge a rock. I'll try.
if you can't brush the little dirt off of you, then like, sure, you
It's-
can prestidigitation yourself.
It's
If the rock
so
hits
though.
me, I'll try to get out of the way, but I'm assuming the rock still hits me. And then I'll press the digitation where
Both
it
of
hit me.
you, just both of you make a dexterity check.
Oh, what is that? This dog. Oh, 20. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it hits me. Then I
She-
press the digitation in the dirt.
Not the fact that she just hit you, but it's like she looked like she kind of threw it like, like but it kind of stings just a little. Like, ow! Why are you doing that?
Are we throwing
Hit
rocks at
right
the
Oh,
the
see,
opposite.
it's working.
No.
Okay, never mind. I take
No.
back. We just throw water at them. No, jokes aside. I think killing a real vampire is a bit of a bigger deal than just throwing water on it. Sadly. I mean, I guess if we had like a person who could use radiant magic, that's a whole different shebang, right? But I don't have any radiant magic for sure.
think I have any either.
I don't either.
I
You kinda want to
believe I'm more
burn them with the
necrotically
holy light.
based.
The light.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can deal a lot of necrotic damage.
Aren't they like resistant to necrotic damage?
I don't think I'd do very well.
I mean, you can just use your Eldritch Blast. That worked pretty good last time. Yeah,
Not
I mean, it
wrong.
did, right? Yeah, it did.
It worked quite well.
I mean, it was pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
But,
Thank you.
I think
I was not expecting it to do that well, and I honestly got really excited when it was, and I had to keep going. I heard you at one point say something like, "Stop, I'm going to try something," but I was too focused.
Oh, did I? If you say so. Let's see. What? I think, like in terms of allies, I think it's mostly enemies.
Yeah, I was about to say, we have more enemies than allies, and that's not a good thing.
Shifters.
Ace? Are we just gonna leave him with a babysitter?
I mean, he has babysitters. Looks at the direction of all
They
the
doctor him up using
golems.
But would they be able to nurse his wounds and serve him food?
No, but would any of the other people there? Like from what I see, the Forsaken are nothing but like fire. and-
I believe, didn't they have someone who was at least a little knowledgeable about healing?
Hmm?
I mean, if
Someone
healing
with
means
a little bit more of nature magics.
did they?
Yes,
There
out of
Yeah.
character.
there is a druid on their team.
Oh crap! They have a druid.
Did they? I didn't notice it last time.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
I just saw
Oh,
burn.
just
Burn and fire.
Well, I mean, I guess that could be at least helpful if we can at least get his wounds healed. Then he can live.
I mean, is
I mean,
there
his
anyone
wounds are
else?
healed. I shoved so many magic eating potions down his throat.
You could
Like his
just
bones are fucked.
you hear from like around the corner, and you just like, is that what you call it? I still can't move my arms.
Marissa, you know you're not supposed to put the glass in with the potion, right?
I
They
don't.
just
What the
drink
fuck do you
liquid.
think? What do you think I am?
Wait.
LA?
Wait, we're not supposed to? Oh crap!
No, just
yeah,
quick
bottle.
jab.
I mean, the closest thing I have to healing is vampiric touch, but that only heals me.
Well,
And
then
I
that'd be
shower
useless.
back. Stop whining.
I'm sure we'll figure
I'll
something
pick
out.
everything else.
Oh, I know why he's whining, and I'll turn around and I'll cast create food and water back in the room where he is.
You don't hear anything.
On a plate of-
Just a pile of food in the middle of the floor.
So how is he gonna get? How is he gonna reach for the food if
He has
he's
no
not
Like, he's
food.
gonna
You-
pick it up.
You don't hear a single thing.
He's busy. See, like he's not himself when he's hungry. Eat a
Yeah.
Snickers.
You just needed food.
That's
I
true.
mean, if somebody want to go check, you can, but
Did I do it right on top of him and he's
I don't
drowning?
know.
Ah!
no, he's
I'm
I
just
mean, I aimed. I
like
would've aimed for the center of the
there's
room.
food like in just random places amongst the room, but he's just sitting there, and it's like if anybody goes like kind of looks in the doorway, he just slowly looks and is like, I will murder all of you when my hands have a single bit of feeling back in them.
I was gonna say with what hands?
We could always
No.
amputate them.
You're human.
She is going to
Why
die
do we
twice.
whisper?
Unlucky, man. Isn't she like? Aren't you like someone? Never
Decisions
mind.
led him to
I don't know.
this. Now we have to fix him. Or do we?
I mean, I think it'll fix itself. I mean, I don't know.
I've
Like,
got a
unless
solution.
that druid knows regenerate, I don't think it's gonna solve anything.
I point back to the room again and I cast darkness in it. It's nighttime. You should go to sleep.
Whose passive is above 10?
Let me look.
I
Mine.
don't believe mine.
My
9.
10.
9.
It's a 10, but
And
14.
Okay, so everybody besides Zoe, you just hear like a little whisper, and it's just like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. I
I
finally
am
have
the
come to you
darkness."
again."
hey,
just
that's
starts
my
singing
fault.
on her
Like,
He likes being able to
This
go
is
back to
this
sleep.
is the emoist that Ace could ever be.
We just need to give him beauty sleep throughout the day.
He's already emo enough. over here.
Anyway, let's get back on track because we got derailed quite sufficiently there again.
Still don't have a
So-
solution for that.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I think we're like on the clock from several factors. We're on the clock from the people in the north who are probably moving on the south. We're on the clock Lucian losing his temper with the capital. We're on the clock with Lily doing whatever the fuck Lily's gonna do, right?
Well, not just the capital, but also the one place where he burned down an entire castle.
I mean, I think that was more he knew we were going there, so he's gonna burn it down because
Well,
he
I
knew we were
think
going
he
there.
just doesn't like the cities that are in allegiance to Lily at the moment.
Probably. I think he hates everything. So whatever, like he is a problem towards wherever he wants to go.
Mm.
So we need to deal with. The thing is what we need to do. The main priority that we have is yes, stopping Lily, getting the Star Guardians back, which includes stopping Lily. Because if they are back, then the kingdom at least has an heir who can start shit up right again.
Yeah, and hopefully not want to kill us
Isn't-
off in the meantime.
Isn't there someone who Lily's trying to keep like out of the way?
Us.
Well,
Like
us, and
no,
also Ace.
another
She
another
wants
one
Ace
of the
dead.
mages.
And he's already
like
half
her
dead.
Ace.
Oh yeah,
One of
that what's his face? The bookman.
I mean,
I
out
would
of character. None of you have met him except for Teller, but
Yeah, but I've heard about him.
You're talking about Amaran. Amaran
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisecrest. He was the one that Teller talked to. But nobody knows anything about the last time that was mentioned that she said Ace attempted to do something towards him.
Which is obviously a fucking lie.
hey Ace, did you try to do something to Amaran?
Is he dead?
He's like,
We don't know.
"Mm,
Questionable at this
Well,
point.
I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe not.
recently? No.
Lily said you tried to kill him or something.
What?
Okay, so he's not dead, or at least Ace didn't do anything.
Was that a what? Like you tried to and you didn't succeed, or what? As in you did kill him and now he's back alive again, like what happened with Lily?
It's a long story.
We have all day.
I never
Hmm.
tried to kill him. I only imprisoned him.
Oh,
He
That
can't.
Yeah?
is-
He can't leave that area.
Ah,
So that's probably not a. That's probably a no on ally.
Where's he imprisoned at?
where he lives,
Within his tower?
I assume.
Which is a part of the castle.
Is he still
Like,
alive?
is he just imprisoned to the castle, Ace, or is he imprisoned to the tower specifically?
I don't know how the damn spell works. It was like a shot in the dark. Like where I'm at.
yeah.
Still in the
this
dark.
Is he on Lily's side or closer to your side?
I wouldn't have tried to imprison him if he was a good guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I think
God.
that every fucking archmage is a fucking a-hole. I think that's the
yeah.
team.
Especially this one.
Everybody besides Zoe can barely hear like a prayer of like, please, 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 I am your sacrifice. Come get me.
Unless it's sweet.
I mean, we could hang Ace out to dangle, right? And just have Lily like go like, oh, piece of meat, and then just fuck him up, and then whilst he fucks him up, we go behind their lines and get the
Do
Star
we
Guardians
want
out.
I'm not
Ace
opposed to this idea.
as? Do we want that?
No,
I
just
vote
joking.
no.
I could.
Like,
I'm not saying we put
don't
the
get
real Ace out there. I'm saying, and he goes to cast Major Image, then realizes he's already used 2 spells and goes. I could make it look like Ace was standing out in front of the castle.
like Orisa just like because she has her hat on, she just changed into Ace. I mean,
I could do that too, and I just like wave
yeah,
my
exactly.
hand.
Then
and
why? Yeah.
But
Fine,
I'm
either.
saying if she's going to attack him, why not
Hey,
just?
look, there's 3 aces here now.
No.
3 of a kind.
No. I have one. I don't need 3.
That prayer got just a little bit louder as he's like hoping something would just randomly come in the dark and just
Hey,
like
he can't see us right now.
no, but he can hear.
Yeah.
Should we go shut his door?
No, I think this is funny.
Ace, do you want the
crazy.
door shut so you can go to sleep?
I'm gonna shut the
I
door.
think he just enjoys getting attention, which he hasn't had in a long time.
It seems that way.
It's like he's hating it but loving it at the same time.
Yeah. I
You,
guess
you
he
just
is.
don't hear anything.
See, he like he's
Are you
silent
just
because
a
he
sour
agrees.
old man who wants companionship?
Shut it!
Yes, that's a yes.
Can I
Pretty
insight
much.
check to shut it?
I didn't break my arms for you to do this into my domain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
you can insight it if
Do I
you like.
believe him when he just yells shut it?
You can insight it if you like.
7.
You in what arms though?
You still don't know if it's you need to shut it or if you need to shut the door. It's still one or the other.
I'll start walking towards the door to shut it. Alright, I'm shutting the door so you can go to sleep now.
Don't
start
you
to
dare
close it.
shut the.
Oh, okay, so it is. I leave it open.
He doesn't know if you
No.
shut it or not. He's still in the dark.
he's in the dark. He hears us talking.
Well, he's only in the dark for 1 minute, so I think it's worn off. By now,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
How long does darkness last?
Wait, can you
As
make?
long
Can you
as long as I
10
made it
minutes.
last.
10 minutes.
minutes. So it is still up.
Can you make it to where you look bald as Ace?
I'm bald Ace.
Yeah, I can also be bald Ace.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh god.
Now I'm bald Ace with a huge dwarven beard.
Yeah.
You just hear in the
I give him, like,
background.
I give him an evil mustache.
You hear in the background. Yes.
Oh
All of you look like me, and just go for it, please. Just
Now I'm regular
hell
Ace with
yeah.
a sunburn.
Hey, how about that? How about you make it even worse for Lily? We all look like Ace, and we come and we're like, your worst nightmare has come true. I have multiplied.
Yeah.
I was
Whoa,
kidding.
And then we show up the real Ace as well, with like his arms like bandaged up.
If there's anything I just what you get when
We
you
are
screw
an
through
army
through.
of Ace.
Fear our
I've
might.
cast the malacrum on myself.
Is this how you guys plan?
No,
Holy
no,
hell!
Probably not.
This is our pre-game. This is how we get into it. We're pre-gaming. It's like, you know, when you go out to get drunk, and then you're at home, you're like drinking a little bit to get like a little bit buzzed already. Like, we're pre-gaming.
Hmm.
Back to more serious matters. Anyway.
Yes.
Okay, bald Ace.
No, I said I looked like normal Ace, but with a sunburn now.
Okay, sunburned Ace.
Anyways, back to more important matters.
Does it hurt though?
I do think it might be a good idea if you're worried about taking out Lily and then as soon as we do that the shifters coming in to attack, maybe we should handle the shifters first, because I don't think Lily would go on a rampage killing innocent civilians as soon as the shifters were out of
No, but that's
control.
why I meant, like, he sent the Soul Hunters plus Voss to go into Lucian, whilst we go into Lily.
But then as soon as we take care of Lily, should we turn around and go back to check on the Soul Hunters? Because I'm still a little worried about if we send them in.
I mean, I think Voss, to a degree, can...
You're worrying more about yourself. Lucian's powerful, but Lily is whole different
I think we have
They're
to
both threats. We can't
Yes.
really
maybe
do it.
trust in people for once instead of doing things ourselves and fucking up.
Indeed,
Also,
and the
she-
more you say it, the more likely it's to happen.
Like they're
So,
not like
wish
even
them
if
luck.
even if we kill Lucian, right? If we kill Lucian, the rest of the shifts are not gonna follow us because we're not a shifter. Like we are not an alpha, right?
Yeah.
We are just a group of idiots who killed their leader. And then but if Voss beats him, like the Swans they just did to back up in case shit goes south, right? And then they can pull her out if needed, or if she dies. I mean, then they were witness to it. Regardless, she can become alpha because she's a shifter and she has that power beast thing in her, right? She can be the alpha thing. Like, did you see how she reacted to to Lucian and other shifters? She has that alpha energy. So if she beats him, then she becomes the strongest, and they will follow her, which means that the shifters won't be an issue anymore, right?
Exactly.
Whereas if we kill Lucian, then they won't follow us, and they will just probably continue doing the same because
What's
someone else will step in.
So what about that large magic eating thing? What if we just kind of trick that thing into going after Lily?
The problem is with that thing
Maybe a little more noodles to go with it.
How
is that
would
it
we
will
trick
probably
that?
make everything dry nearby. I don't really know if we really want that. I think that thing is now up there in the north, looking for things there, and it can do that. And I think we should probably try to take advantage while it's up there and do our shit that we need to do down south.
Well, speaking of that mess that Ace created, what to do with that as well?
I mean, that's a good question, and I think a answer that we should figure out when Ace is on his feet again.
Indeed. I guess it will be put on the back burner for now, but it seems like something really starting to
I
burn.
mean, it's gonna be like we solve this, then we turn our focus on shit like that army that's coming down,
The
that thing
army's
that's
not
going
half-
around,
Yeah.
and then we also have the orb of the jewel of Oasis who's chilling down there, and so I mean we have a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
Are we still on good terms with Lily? Does she know we've kind of...
We're probably
Yeah.
not on good terms with Lily. I think there's a 70% chance we're
Have
on
we
bad terms.
communicated with her recently and gotten any verifiable ways of knowing?
I mean, the
that
thing is,
she
she's
knows?
probably salty because she can't spy on us right now. So she's probably salty knowing, like, and I've been actively blocking her spying on us on multiple occasions. So I think
But
she's.
she also knows we need to be hiding from other people's perception, including if we were still tracking Ace's perception.
Yes, but still, we're being a
But there's
little
a.
suspicious.
I mean, yeah, I've been like, for the past, what is it now, week or so, actively blocking her when I got very good, right? So, I mean.
Maybe
No,
longer
for
than a week.
and for the fact that she knows they probably have Ace by now.
Mm-hmm.
If she ever got a chance to watch us when we were not paying attention.
Probably.
Therefore, no, I don't think she'll believe us anymore.
I mean, is it worth at least sending a message to see how she reacts?
I suppose
I
we
mean,
will try, but she's very
she's a liar. I mean, of
Indeed.
course she's gonna be like, yeah, you can come show up in the south. I have no issue with that. We show up. Kaboom! Oh,
I don't know about asking her about that. I maybe asking her about something not doing directly with us, more related to like the shifters or something. See how
yeah,
she
unless you,
answers. Whether
you
she's
probably.
trying to block information or if she's...
I mean, I suppose we could. I don't really
if
see.
she's at least on friendly terms, or if she's straight up just
Well-
like, I'm not going to talk to you people.
As long as she
I
can't
think she's
pinpoint
always
our
gonna.
location.
I think she's always gonna lie in some way.
I don't think she would just actively ignore us. She might.
But the best way to lie is with some truth. So if we could use her to at least extract a small amount of truth.
She'd probably get more from us than we would get from her, though.
But if we're just asking about the shifters and we limit all other conversation, I feel like... Because if she's like, the shifters are an imminent threat to the city, like, let's not ask directly what... But if she's like, they've attacked 8 times since you guys left.
Or they could, she could say, use it as a lie to make us hasten our
Right.
things when we shouldn't hasten them.
True.
I think right now
I
we
I feel like we have to assume at this point whatever she says to us is used as a tool to manipulate us. Because that's what she's been doing the entire time.
Whether
I
it's a
just
lie
think
or
it'd
not.
be a good idea to know whether or not she's. Is there anyone there, anyone else within the city who's maybe in contact with her who is a little less intelligent about their responses? Maybe someone who was a guard captain or anything along those lines.
I don't know how much she is in the back pocket of her though.
What
I could
about
try.
the assistant who showed us to the room?
I mean, she's
Uh,
definitely in her back pocket.
But would she be
And the
smart enough to manipulate us with her answer that she gave 6 seconds after receiving a message?
I think she would be smart enough to not say anything.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm just trying to come up with.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
not. I'm
like
not
some
sitting here like.
information about the city.
Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to shoot down your plans here
But-
because I don't like them. It's more because I don't want to risk them.
Even
Knowing-
then, if we did have someone who was like just in the city who might know whether or not it's been attacked. Your family's in the city. Well, you had them evacuated, but you lived in the city for years. You have to know like a neighbor or someone who you could just message and be like, "Has the city been attacked?"
I mean, I suppose I could, yeah.
I
I mean,
just think
yeah.
information like that would be important to know if we're going to be going to the city. That way we have at least an idea whether or not the shifters are actively attacking the capital or
I mean, I guess I could. You know when you have those like old people who are like diehards who would just go down with the city, right? I guess I could see. I could if I could remember. It's like what fucking
old
Granny.
an old
Granny
person
Rose
that's
on the
probably
corner of the street. I don't know. Maybe she's
probably
still there. Probably.
a family shop or something that's been in the family for years, kind of crap like that. Bleeding hearts and all that joy. I'm sure you'll find
I mean,
some.
yeah. If you want to know that, sure. I mean, I could ask. There's multiple people, I suppose. Okay, I could ask.
maybe asking now and then asking whenever we finish the dispel bomb.
I mean,
might be a
if
good idea.
I'm.
That way we know if like the amount of attacks are increasing or if they're getting more deadly or anything along those lines. And
Yeah, like-
even then, if they have any information like how often the attacks are, maybe we could give that information to Sona and the others to know when there would be less shifters within the den itself.
I think when I ask a normal person like how often do they attack, it's probably. I mean, the best we can get is like once a week, 2 times
Yeah,
a week,
but
maybe.
if it's
That's-
happening like every day, then that means there's going to be a time of day when the
Mhm.
shifters
I mean,
aren't
yeah, it's
home.
easy if you know where they camp. If you can find
Yeah.
their encampment, and you just see when they leave, and then you just.
That's why I'm saying if we know any guards in the city or any neighbors or anything, it might be a good idea to pursue some information.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess that's a good plan because that person probably won't fucking rat on us at any point. And it's just a
Especially if
simple
you're
question.
friendly with them.
Mhm. I mean, I just say I'm like Gerald's father, and they'll probably be like, "Oh, Jared's father," and I'm like, "Oh, Jared's little girl." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm mature," but they're like, they're granny, so they're probably gonna be like, "You're still a little girl to me." It's like, okay, I'm nearly 30, man, but sure.
So what are you guys doing?
You have an odd imagination.
I guess I'm gonna send some messages out. Fuck it, I'll go ask Granny Rose on the street corner if the city has been attacked by animals / people who can turn into animals. Animals and or people who could turn into animals.
She just.
He died of old age already. It's too late.
Or,
Too late.
okay, it's still not too late. There's still a chance.
Okay.
There's still life in there. She's still breathing.
It's still ticking. She woke up
I'll-
today, coughed a little bit.
I'll
rolled over and felt
say
fine.
the basics that you get is there seems to be a lot of foot traffic, but everything seems normal.
Okay. So no attack so far.
That's
I remember, and then I just say like, so now that we got that confirmed, that means that whatever. Remember that Lily was saying something about making a deal with them soon-ish, right? Maybe she has made that deal.
Would would it be wiser to contact Lucian and to ask about such a deal? He's not necessarily trying to manipulate us, right? He just seems more of a power play.
I'm just like thinking of like what to say to him exactly because I know he's not stupid, right? And
I mean,
like
just
if I,
asking him if he's been in contact with Lily and if he's agreed to anything with her.
but what if he made a deal with Lily and then he's gonna report on that we contacted him to ask about that?
What about what's our friend who's working under him?
What D-man?
Bird Girl? Or
Nat-
what's her name? Bird
What
Girl?
is sort with an N?
Natalie.
Oh no,
Natalie.
that's Natalie.
I was thinking Nicole, but I was like, I know that's wrong, so I'm not even going to say
Oh,
it.
that person.
You're killing
Mhm.
me.
Just it has been a while.
I know it
Isn't it?
has. I know.
See ya, cat.
At least I didn't. Well, at least we didn't go with my answer and be like, "Hey, Bird Girl, we need your help with."
I mean, I wouldn't respond. I wouldn't say, "Hey, bird girl." I'd just be like sending a message to the person in question and being like, "Hey." I mean, I guess that's a good. I guess that's a good call where I can ask like if they've made a deal with the capital yet, or if a deal has been struck with the capital.
Is she high enough to know?
She is one of the leaders of the bird people. So it's like if you have Lucian, then you have like the bunch of commanders just below Lucian, right? Like she's together with what's the other ex person?
They-
Xilis? Xilsis?
Yeah, something like that.
Xilsis?
I'm not
Like,
even.
are they like two leaders of the
Yeah,
bird people?
there's two of each.
Yeah. Well, aren't the bears completely cooked right now?
Well, I mean, yes. So, but there's that you know that it's still alive. There is one bear commander left who you guys met, escaping the demi plane, and then you have the other four, the two wolves and the two birds that are, as far as you're aware, still around Lucian.
Mm. So yeah, I guess we could ask Natalie.
Can we trust her?
Okay, so
What was
I
the
think
name
I
of
think
the
I explained this. I think I explained this last time when we asked, "Can we trust her?" She literally went out of her way at the potential cost of her life to tell us something. I think there's a good bet that we can trust her.
What's the name? So there's the Star Guardians, and then what was the name of the Tieflings?
Forsaken.
The Forsaken.
But the Star Guardians, as far as I am aware, considering that Cell was telling the truth, and he probably suffered the same fate as them, they're stone.
They're Han Soloing it.
Yeah, they're like so. The thing is, like, what I'm banking on is like, say you have the most powerful group of people, including the heirs to the throne, right? And you need to keep them somewhere safe. Where would you keep them? In your magic garden where it's extremely hard to do anything, right? That's the reason I'm so keen on getting rid of that garden, because that's like the playing field is like this at the moment. She's up here, Lily, right? And we're down here. Like that's the level of playing field we're dealing with.
And
We're
if
like
you get rid of the
super
garden, it becomes more like this.
Yeah, it becomes more like this, so we're a bit more even. She's still gonna have like a bunch of people and shit like that's in between here and us down here. But at least we have a chance. And the thing is, like, if we manage to get the Star Guardians out, then it will become like this. Because the Star Guardians are no fucking joke. You know what I mean? They are no joke. They would wipe us out and like they look at us and be like I mean
Did anyone else just see that?
yeah, I just saw someone walk into the picture like I don't read.
Walk, walk, walk. Yink!
like a fishing rod, like so but that's I think that's like getting the Star Guardians out from their like stone prison, I suppose. I think that's a way too optimistic thing, right? I mean, maybe if we're lucky, which we could be potentially.
Okay,
But,
anyways.
Every
Not much. We're just rambling on about things.
Okay. I brought cake.
We're just going over everything we know, and me now at the moment speculating on where they're keeping the Star Guardians.
Probably in the castle.
Because when I asked about are they kept in the castle, I got a like, eh. So that means that
In the basement?
they're
Probably are.
Everybody loves
near
keeping things in basements.
it's like they're like either in there or outside. The thing is like, if you do a flyby over the castle, I can just cast locate object, focus on one of the statues, and then it will probably tell me where the fuck it is, if it's in there.
It's
So
probably in the basement.
I mean, there's a way to find out, obviously. The thing is like, how much can we do before we have to actually?
Unless
You know,
they're
fight.
in an area where spells that are divination based are blocked.
I mean, yeah, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the castle could have that
I
effect
mean,
on
if
it.
you cast locate object here, can you sense things here? I don't
No,
think you would.
no, I can't. I think let me look at the spell.
It's
like
a
a
divination
thousand.
spell.
Opens her book.
I think it's like 1,000 feet away.
Yeah.
I mean, you could always try it and see if it works. We aren't sure.
Like opens her book to another page.
Yeah.
Oh, creatures cannot be targeted by divination magic, so objects can.
I see. Well, it'd have to be an
So
object.
considering a statue is an object, not a creature, I could target a statue.
Yeah.
Why not you? What? The automatons aren't technically a creature, right?
I think
They're
technically
a
they are,
construct rather than a creature, right?
but they're still. I think that is a type of creature.
I mean, I'm just not sure. Would a person who's petrified be counted as a person or an object solely?
Like Arisha gets out like a big book that says Dungeons Master's Guide and just starts looking.
Somewhere in there, just to make it fine line, they are statues, so thus I consider them objects.
Okay.
Ooh, lucky.
All right. So since the divination doesn't block locating items, it only blocks, oh, not the divination, but the field or whatever, then we would be able to locate them that way.
Do you think they would be all together, or do you think they'd be separated out more?
Well, if it were me, I'd separate
I
them
think-
for
I think it
location.
depends on. I think it depends on how. What's the
If
word?
she views where she's storing them to be the most secure place, she might be keeping them all together. If
I
she
think it's-
doesn't view it to be
yeah.
secure, she might keep them all separately to avoid any one person from collecting all of them.
I think
So-
it. I think for me it depends a lot on how cocky she is. She has control. Like how
Mhm.
confident does she feel?
She
it's a bit of,
probably
like, what-
feels very confident and probably keeps them all in the same place.
Feel even more
I mean, the thing is for me,
confident
we need to get the most powerful one, which is
Which
like one
one's
of the
that?
heirs. One of the heirs is probably the most powerful one.
Probably.
What's stopping her from breaking the statue? So
Bargaining chip, trophy.
Yeah,
don't know.
bargaining.
Trophy.
I mean, it's
Trophy.
written.
She seems very
she-
prideful. Trophies
if-
probably.
if you want a trophy, then just break the head off of the statues.
I mean, I think she might have use of them in the future. Therefore, she will keep them as around, right? I mean,
But she definitely might use them as leverage if we try to attack.
exactly. It's like it's a bit. Well, that's it. She might use as leverage, provided she thinks that we're just there to save them. I mean,
Should
there's a
we-
lot of ifs and buts here.
There's a
should
lot
we-
of possible things happening, so.
Should we be prepared to lose some of the Star Guardian?
I think realistically we should be prepared that all of us die, or a portion of us die. I think we should be prepared for
Do
that.
we have a way to, once we've gotten to the Star Guardians, thaw them out from their pet?
Or it's just like we originally when we went up there to get your to when we got your lantern, right? The main reason why we were there is to collect basilisk stuff to make
We don't have
elixirs,
that.
potions, whatever
Have
the fuck you
you
want to call it.
collected and made those, or
Yeah, we have. Like, ours just like produces like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you don't need to make them into something. It's just their insides.
Their
Like
Terms
this jars.
terms
It's like
of their
jars.
blood and kind of like their acid that they have inside. That's what
what is the state of
turns.
this blood?
I
I mean,
mean,
it's
Is it fully congealed? Is it just jello inside of there?
it's like the top layer is
fluid,
kind
it's
of like
stomach fluid.
the top layer is just like that little
Film.
slightly solid, but the rest is still like a liquidy thing because it's
I
airtight.
mean, it's like
so
it's like stomach acid essentially. Is what we have.
yeah, so it's
Almost
that-
looks like my old
that's
bedroll.
that's what's used to turn creatures that they've turned to stone. That's how they eat. As the creature's being
Oh.
digested, their
Turns
acid and
back.
stuff turns them back into flesh, and they continue already,
It's a lot of
digesting them.
sense.
Yeah, it's a bit
See,
it's
I've
a bit
never really
nasty.
dealt with basilisks.
No, I mean, we thought it was gonna be really hard, but for some reason we work better in the dark. It's
Yeah, for some
wild.
fucking reason, you all work as fucking blind bats. So
I mean, you
I
did
don't-
say that Voss took on an Oni by herself in darkness.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she.
Maybe
she
I should
fucking...
just use this spell more often and just make everything dark.
No, probably not. I think the main reason was that Voss could still semi-see in darkness because of
Blind
tremor sense or whatever the fuck it was. So, I mean,
all
I
right,
don't
so
know. Anyway,
what's we doing?
I think I need to finish my thingy,
Mhm.
and then I think after that we're gonna. Should we message Sona and say that we're gonna be meeting them in Mossrest? Because I think we have to go there physically.
But should we try to have the druid come here to take care of Ace when we go there, or
We can ask him there, but
I mean, I can ask him, do you have the regenerate spell? If answer is no, then they're not gonna be able to do much.
but I mean, even then, Ace, are your automatons able to feed you?
Does it look like they're able to feed me?
Automatons, can you feed Ace?
You don't hear anything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think he'd be able
It's-
to take care of himself on his own either way.
He needs a babysitter.
What? How about that little token patch thing you have that controls your unseen servant? Could you maybe lend that to Ace? Would he be able to use that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Ace, do you have enough food here to survive?
I don't know. Did you guys eat it all?
No,
No,
we've been
you
eating
can
the
make
food
food.
I make, which spoils after a day, which means you just have like 3 piles of spoiled food in your room. Or however long we've been here. 2 piles of spoiled
Doesn't
food.
it magically
No,
disappear?
I
Does
think
stay...
it just spoils. I don't think it disappears.
I would like all of you to leave.
Let me actually
he
read it
doesn't-
real quick.
I mean, I think he just wants to be left alone and suffer.
And spoils if uneaten after 24 hours. Yeah. So there's just 1 pile of spoiled food in there, and 1 that's still good. Maybe the servant should go clean up the spoiled food real quick.
I mean, we'll go clean up. I don't think we have to torture that poor man more than we've already done.
I'm gonna go clean up
Oh,
and keep talking. I'm walking away now.
The
I
smell
mean,
is gonna be livid.
It's still dark in there.
It's probably by now it's gone because we've been talking for like
Yeah,
what
it's
solid
been
half an
10
hour.
minutes.
Okay, okay.
I can't cast. Well, I could ritual cast it, I think, right?
No,
I
stop doing
can't.
that.
Just leave the
Stop doing
boy
that.
alone.
I don't think I
Maybe
have
all-
any
all
ritual
dead
spells.
and
Actually.
We've
lonely.
already tortured. So, like, I don't know when he regains control of his hands. It's been like what 1 evening, so not even that. How many hours has it been? Like 10.
It,
Something
Maybe
like that.
more.
you guys, I would say, kind of got here towards the later evening.
There's like,
so
what,
it-
12 hours.
Yeah, it's. I would at least say it's been half a day, at least half a day, but it hasn't
But
been
at
an
least-
entire day yet.
So
And we've only been here half a day.
I mean, the thing is, like, regardless, we're gonna have to
Oh,
leave him
then it
alone.
hasn't been 24 hours. The food's not spoiled yet. But there are 2 piles of food in there, and one of them will spoil in a few hours.
Alright,
The other
so
one will spoil in 23 hours.
alright, so what are we doing?
So, are we gonna? We have to go to I don't think the Forsaken can go as fast as we can, right? Because we can fly the entire day now.
Yeah, of course.
So we're gonna have to go there regardless. We just need to tell them we're coming. Can you guys be there, right?
Can we go back through the tunnel, or is Rudale a no-go zone now?
Questionable no-go.
With.
Because I was going to say, what if we ask them to meet us at the entrance to the tunnel? That way they can start walking and we can just fly there. Because that should make us meet up around the same time, if I'm not mistaken.
Because if there's no blizzards, that will definitely slow them down. It's very slow.
I mean, I feel like the thing that was causing the blizzards may be
I
shadow.
mean,
You
from
don't
the looks
know.
of it, if you look at the distance,
It
it's
seemed like it
sort
was
of.
the center of the storm to me.
It's like
though,
it's the
so I
same.
was
It's the
very
same
focused
distance,
on
right?
that.
For us, like from our perspective, Mossrest and the entrance to the tunnel are like same distance,
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
and we don't know where they are, so we can just say let's meet. Mossrest is still semi-safe, right?
But you guys don't know about the storm because that the snow doesn't like. You guys are on more
Within
that.
12 hours.
You guys are technically on the left hand side of, so you get more of that tropical area, while those mountains kind of block off a lot of that cold.
I'm
so.
kind of making an assumption because I was presuming that the place where the staff was the center of the storm.
Well,
'Cause
regardless,
I
it's
don't know
been
if you
like
remember,
14
but I
hours.
kept looking up at the sky and asking if this was the center.
Yeah. Well, it's been 14 hours, Ace. I don't think whatever. Like maybe the storm is let down, but snow and shit's gonna be there.
Should we test if he can control your unseen servant with the badge?
He can. I mean, there's no. It's up here.
All right. Let's hand it to him and see if he can start feeding himself. I'm sure
He needs to be
Akuma's
less. He needs to
tired
be
of
less.
carrying
He
his
needs to
food
be
over
less
to him.
emo, and then I'll consider it.
The darkness
Ace,
is
if you want to
gone.
be able to feed yourself, stop being such a jerk and admit that you like having us here.
I
Let's hear
guess
about
I'm
a silence.
dying today.
I thought you'd never ask.
Well, never mind.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
You want it
I'll,
fast
me-
or slow?
I'll go.
This-
I'll message.
Hello?
Come on.
How many days will it take us? Like 2 days to get to Mossrest? 3 days?
Yeah. 2 to 3 days.
Checking,
As,
checking.
as the eagle, as the
As
eagle
crow
flies. No, the eagle.
Jinx.
I think I wrote this down somewhere. Give me a second. Do something else while I check.
So we're gonna message Sona to meet us there. Talk to see what their plans are as well, right? I think the best plan is to split up. They deal with one thing, we deal with the other thing, right? Unless you want to all in on one side.
Well,
And
we
then-
gotta see what they think too, though.
Yeah, we can discuss it obviously. But I mean, like, what do we prefer as a group? So we have that sort of. What do we prefer? Like, what do you guys prefer? I know what I prefer. What do you prefer?
And the options are.
I'm still not against taking care of the shifters first and then turning to Lily, but I know it might be better to take care of both at the same time.
Definitely at the same time. I mean, I don't see why not, but.
So, if you guys push for an entire day, which would put you guys at exhaustion, you could get there. But it would take an entire day to get there.
So
If
2
we
days
Could
would
be
be
there
better.
in one day.
2 days would be best. You guys will land. The ideal is you guys will probably would rather land somewhere in here, take a break, rest, and then finish the journey the next day.
Yeah, probably. So it's like 2 days. It's good to know.
I mean,
'cause
if
we-
they're
they also-
already in Mossrest, would it be better to ask them to meet us along the route to the tunnel? or-
That's. I mean, I think it's better to
On
discuss
this
things in a safe place,
I was about to say.
semi-safe place.
They're not
Mossrest
with us, are they?
Mossrest is a somewhat safe place, and we should probably get some idea of what they think too.
Like I don't really want to like discuss this out in the open in that sense.
I see. I suppose decisions should be made now then.
I mean, I personally, we'll see what they have to say, but I personally feel like we could send Voss with the shifters and take the Forsaken with us, right? We could. But from personal experience, whatever shifters are there, unless that bear commander in what? How many days is it?
They
Like
probably haven't
1.5
made
days?
it back yet.
Yeah, it's like what how much time did they have? Like 1.5 days at best?
Maybe 2.
For what?
From like all
For
the way
them
up
when
here
we
down here.
met them, for
Oh.
her to go to Winter
Or
Hollow and
up
then
here,
maybe
down
go somewhere
there.
else.
I'll say by the time you guys probably were
We
fighting,
went here and then like there, right?
while you guys pretty much that entire time after you guys left, I would say she had enough time to make it to Winter's Hollow, but you don't know what
Oh,
that
is
is
that where
happening.
they were going?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we
Uh,
told them the rest of the people were in Mossrest or something.
Yeah, but
You-
they had
you-
something
you-
to do there.
There-
Oh,
She was trying to find. She said she was trying to find Polis's brother, who lives in
Oh.
Winter's Hollow. So she took off in that direction.
Oh crap, Pulse got a brother?
I mean,
Wow,
they had
weird.
that far to travel. We still went up here and then like that way or something.
Mm. So
And
you had
then
like
we
what,
got
2
teleported
days?
here and have been here for a day.
No, not even a day. We've been here for like 12 hours,
Yeah,
14
I
hours. Something
think
like that.
they've probably made it to Winter Hollow.
Yeah, they've made it to Winter Hollow at least.
Hollow.
Yeah, so pretty much like when you guys got to the castle, you can at least say she's probably already, if not hadn't made it to Winter's Hollow. But you don't
He sent a
know
message.
how long it takes if it was like a pop in, hey, need your help, let's go, and they all went, or it was like sit down and like had a actual discussion, which probably could have took time.
Maybe we should send her a message too, I guess.
Mm. I mean, I can send my messages today, so it's not really an issue in that sense. So are we gonna go to Mossrest then?
Sure,
I
why
guess that's
not?
our plan.
That's probably the
Smart.
best plan that we have, I think.
I don't know how long
Is
it takes for me to finish this. I think if I do it well, I can do it today. I think. Not sure.
I'll help you with that if you'd like.
Oh
Give
yeah,
you
but
some aid.
I think I can finish it today. Not sure. And so then we have to fly that 2 days. So should we say meet us in 3 days? But if she can be there on the second day, that would be well. Like it can maybe take us between 2 and 3 days.
Yeah, whatever works. Just, keep it short, simple, to the point. We'll just meet her there when
I
we
guess
get
I'll
there.
message. I guess I'll message Soon and then like, hey, what's up? Can we meet in Mossrest in 2 to 3 days? Hope your shit has been going well. Our shit went down south, but we salvaged it, ish.
Oh, goodness.
She replied, well, we were recently attacked, but we defended and pushed them back. Now the rest of the Northern Army is here and are pushing forward to at least make sure there's no further assaults. So we're trying to repair at the moment. How are you?
I was just like stares into the distance. Okay, they've been attacked, which I
Ah,
assume
yeah.
means that they're there. Northern armies are like trying to hold the line, I suppose, from attacks from the south. Doesn't sound like she was saying they were gonna engage yet. I mean, if the armies are there, right? Their leadership might be there
Maybe.
in Mossrest, right? It's like if you would have like a base of operation, where would you put it? Mossrest, most likely, right? That makes sense to me.
The one place we're not probably sought after.
I mean, the thing is, like, I don't know how much that army is a problem in itself. I think the whole vampire shebang you came into problem with was Thorndale, right?
Yes.
I
And
mean,
Winter Hollow is more the
There was
Winter Hollow is more like the regular army.
I
That's
mean,
the other side, right? Ish. I don't know.
nobody,
I'm just
nobody.
checking.
You guys don't really know because like the only while yes, you guys have went into Thorndale, it wasn't like a an exploration to understand anything about it.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, you know.
Really, the only one that you guys know best of, which was Whitspine, and they have guards and claim to be neutral and everything. So
I kind of missed all the sessions in Thorndale except for one, so.
Mm.
so you
We could potentially talk to the if there's leaders there.
I'll say this, like, you guys, you can find out from people, but you don't know about Winter's Hollow, Barkin or Barson, however you pronounce my own city, and Thorndale.
Yeah.
Barson.
I mean, we
Barcelona.
can. I think whatever we find there, maybe that we can turn it into help. Who knows? Because if we can have the northern armor pushing down south in a way where it's like it doesn't cost us too much for them to do that, right? Then maybe they can be the distraction we need to like go around and strike when most of our cronies are out, right? Potentially. I mean, it's more like we don't know what's possible there. But I think going to Mossrest with this information is probably a good bet. Because like I don't want to send 50 messages because that's gonna be a hassle. Should we ask the what's his face? Her face?
The
The
commander,
commander?
probably. We learned her name, but I'm not sure what it was. It was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Did I write her name down?
It was last night,
It's
Or
in
night
the
before. technically.
Oh, it's not in there.
It was.
Are you
2
talking
days
about
ago.
the bear commander?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
What's her
woman.
name?
Give me a second.
You know, I think I might have-
but like we're trying to get back into the swing.
Yeah.
We had all the names on tap until
We missed 2 weeks, and now nothing is here.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Her name.
Anyways, just keep going.
I
Are you
don't
trying to
have
message
her
her?
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
message her.
name.
I'll just say, hello, it's the wizard from the weird magic trap. Did you find what you were looking for in Winter's Hollow? Winter Hollow? Or did that all go south?
Or north.
Or not?
Or west.
I don't
East.
say that anymore.
Her name was Zethul.
Zethel.
Ziethul. Zethul.
Zito.
So anyway, what were you asking her?
Like if she found what she was looking for, and how it went if she did.
She does respond. Yes, I was able. Yes, I was able to make it thanks to you. We have a small force trying to catch up, going south.
Okay. So what it seems like is that everyone, like I just repeat that to everyone. So what it seems like there's a mass grouping of people around Mossrest probably, because they're coming down south as well.
Ah, lovely.
So, I mean, I guess we go there and see what we find, right? And then,
Yeah.
depending on what their plans are, what everyone's plans are, we can formulate something better than us trying to essentially go alone and cut off the snake's head and pray for the best.
Mm.
That's probably a good idea. Maybe they'll even have some information that we don't know yet about things that could be valuable.
Yeah, we have a lot of information that might be valuable to them.
Well, that's the hope that we can exchange information and get a little further on this.
I think we've been going at. I think we might have more allies than we think if we just take our time talking to people, right?
Indeed.
I mean, we're trying to essentially deal with an archwizard who has control over the capital of a kingdom and with a
I mean, she basically has control of the kingdom.
whatever left of it, right?
the what 4 cities of it? 3
Yeah, and
cities.
then through the castle got almost laid into ruin, right? So
Yeah, hopefully we didn't have anyone there who was important, right?
can't keep track of everyone, right?
Indeed.
Like the thing is, like we have so many people who need our help, but we're not like the messiahs of everyone. Like we can't be there for everyone at all the times.
It's not our responsibility, is it?
No, not really.
I mean, technically, all of this is not something we really need to do. But I mean, do you want everything to go to shit? No.
Oh.
I suppose not. But then again, I could just
Like,
build
I don't
more.
want to live in some war zone, or like leave knowing there is a war zone here, right? Knowing that like the Gulf of War and whatever other forces at play
I'm
have their
saying
will and
if a house is burning down, you can't save everyone inside always, can you?
no. But you can try to save as many as you can, I suppose. It's hard to just sit by knowing that you can do something. So, anyway, let's just see what they have to say there. We go there, see what the dice have in store, and then move from there.
Well,
But
I
first,
suppose-
time to do some magic work, and you can go feed Ace, I suppose, since it's
yeah,
so sad.
I'm
and-
gonna go do that. It's kind of getting late. I don't have.
He's being a little bit upset. It's literally morning
It's
still.
probably
It's
just
morning. It's like
Yeah.
10 in the morning.
It's
Maybe
angry.
he's cranky.
He's
Cranky.
cranky
I mean,
because
there's
he hasn't
food in
eaten.
the room. There's 2 piles of how much do I make? Like 50 pounds or something like that.
I don't know.
He's
Mm.
cranky.
There's 2 piles of 45 pounds of food in there. He can
He's only been
he can
sitting in a
feed
bed for half
himself
a day.
if he's going to
He's
be so
already upset
negative.
about it. He's a very
Maybe you
busy
need-
person, so having
Here
humor.
comes. Yeah, you gotta be like, here comes the airplane, or the bird.
If he wasn't being so negative, he'd have the unseen servant to control. But I
Too
mean,
late now.
Well, it was a nice
Yes.
thought.
Anyway, shall we get to work then?
You have fun with
yeah,
that.
I'd like to take just an hour break for myself real quick before I come join you down there to help. I'm a little bit tapped on
Well,
some
you
abilities.
know where
Alright.
I am if
Does
you
it
need.
take an hour? Doesn't it take like half an hour?
I'll be up here with
It,
Ace.
I mean, it kind of depends on the area, but I would say for this environment and what's everything's happening, half an hour.
Yeah.
All
that's
right,
what
I need a
meant.
quick 30-minute reprieve where I just go poke Ace in the face.
Okay, I'll go take a quick power nap.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I guess I'm gonna go feed Ace then.
No, don't feed him. We're starving him at this point until he learns some manners, or figures out how to feed himself.
Okay.
With 2 broken arms.
Okay. So as I would assume, Orisa just kind of
We
goes
said
and
all that
takes
in
a power
earshot.
nap. Oh yeah.
I'll take a
Orisa
power
goes
nap.
takes a power nap. I guess the rest of you 3 kind of go and pester him.
No, I'm just still sitting at the table,
Okay.
taking
I'll
my
be the-
little rest.
I'll be the annoying person. Here comes the choo-choo food.
Are you just like holding it in front of his face?
Okuma, just make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom.
Ooh.
Okay, let me see.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a terrible one. Oh, it's a 16. Huh? I mean, that's not that
Okay.
bad.
Wow.
As I mean, as you stand in there, you know, Tay being this stupid, and Tay like, if Ace could like shoot daggers from his eyes, like it would be like a machine gun. But Tay is just sitting there like being that a nuisance. But
And he was probably just smiling like evilly in the corner, like
you're smiling, but you just again feel the urge that how easy it would be to just kill him now.
so easily, just like a little so simply wounded.
So 30 minutes later, you two got together. Alright, so how are we doing this? You're
I
going
mean, I
to
did some work yesterday.
so okay, so make an intelligence check.
I'm helping.
Hey,
Okay,
But
with
I'm assuming we're
disadvantage.
just gonna roll a natural 20.
Disadvantage.
I mean, I'm assuming she just rolls a natural 20,
I
right?
just rolled a natural 20 because I have one lying around.
Okay. Alright, so with that, you do know
Richard
that
feels lucky today.
you do know that you can modify a spell to where it doesn't have the function like if this breaks, release said content. It's so you try to modify it in a way so that it will do that and still be a functional spell. And it's kind of like you've been thinking about this for a good while. So you're like, now that you have time to sit down, it's like you just do it. And I'm like, well, I feel like I'm done. So yeah,
Hey guys.
I would say, hell, probably just another 30 minutes. Um, and I would probably say half of that was just more of going to the room, getting things set up. But anyways, 30 minutes later, you have the layout of what you would do. You have the glyph of warding in a design that when something breaks, it will release, and you put the sigil for dispel magic. Now, this is not a active; it's just a layout. You just wrote it on paper. So you got that. You're going to continue going, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Uh, how do you tend to applying this to the stone, to your gem that you have? At least,
We need to first
how do you
charge the sphere, right?
how do you get this layout that you put on there or in there?
I know that Ace has a bunch of shit right here, like magical reagents and stuff.
I mean, in terms
I mean,
of,
I just mean the more like tools in general for enchanting.
I think when you described it, there was just a table with a book on it, and then like a shelf with some items on it, right? Or
if
something like that.
if you go into the area where he does some of his enchanting, I mean, this is his main area, for all of his stuff. So there is components and so on and so forth. I would even say asking him about it, he would say it would probably be hard to apply this into if you want to try to apply it into the stone, which would be better. He does give a suggestion. Yeah, he would give a suggestion like you could use something like a stone shape or whatever to carve it in there, and then he would say, then all you do is power the gem, and you should be good.
Or you could use fabricate. I know you love that spell.
I mean, yeah, I can do fabricate, I suppose. Yeah, I can just do fabricate then, I guess. Which is like on the same level as stone shape to begin with. Because I think stone shape is also 4th level, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, do a Arcana
believe
check
it is.
for me.
I'm assisting. So at disadvantage.
It's just further disadvantage.
Actually, I'll even put my talisman on her so that she can add a D4 at my will.
Alright, go ahead.
What was I rolling again?
Arcana with advantage plus a d4.
Can you get like a skill automatically? Just have to type the D4.
Well, I can technically only apply the D4 after you've done the roll.
Yeah, I know, but it's okay. I'll do the things. Here's Arcana.
I mean, if
Yeah.
it's an utter failure, I don't see a reason to add a D4. I'll go ahead and add the D4.
Oh, sure. 23.
23.
Okay. Yeah, sure. With this takes a slightly little bit more time. As you're trying to do this carefully, you're trying to get this correct, inside of this, and so, but yeah, without a doubt, you got it in there. It's you can kind of see it in a way. It's like dull, so it's like not like shining. It's not like it's glowing, but while you're trying to look in the darkness of a gem, you like can barely see what looks like scribbling. So
Well,
now
yeah, that's sorted.
now you just gotta power it.
So, if I'm correct, the staff, if it's used on an object, it will do what I want it to do, right? If I'm using it to charge.
On the sphere itself, right? Only on the sphere
If
specifically.
you use the staff on anything but the sphere.
Okay.
If you use, let's say, a firebolt on the staff, like using the staff, it's just a normal firebolt. There's nothing applied to it. The staff only works at a certain level and higher. But I will say because of the fact you got like 320s in a row, as the start of the line, Ace reminded you how you put like power in the stone in the first place. So he does say pretty much all together, use the staff to infuse, like to put power into the orb, and then channel that power from the orb into the crystal.
Yeah, I figured that. So you said, by the way, that there was like a sigil of blocking, right? Like there's sigils on the orb itself that do something.
There is like sigils on there. It's like, for an example, like light. There's a sigil of light on there.
I'm looking for it. Is there a defensive sigil on it? Like as into like sort of mask things?
Not really.
I mean, I guess I have to hope that Private Sanctum hides everything enough. Me? So, So if I, okay, so if the staff like doubles the charge of what I put in it, right? That's what was specified to us before, right? If I put a 4th level spell into it, it will essentially make it 8th level.
Yeah, it becomes an 8th level being put
I have
into
2
that.
4th levels that I could pour into the sphere.
Now, just keep in mind though, that doesn't mean if you pull that magic out, that's like an 8th level. It's just however much you can handle as you're pulling out.
Yeah, but I could send, if you want me to keep taking naps, I could send as many 4th level spells through the staff into the sphere as you'd like.
I mean, it needs to be lightning. It needs to be
Lightning
electric damage.
specifically?
It
Do I
doesn't
have
have
anything
to.
like
It does
that?
not have to be like you.
Oh, it
I
does
thought it
nothing?
was any
No.
I think it was specified that the orb could only be
I can do
activated.
I
by
can
that.
do thunder damage.
It wasn't that he used lightning to activate it because it was dull, but that was it. It kind of came on, but like it was going off what energy was ever left in it. So you don't necessarily have to cast light at this moment. It's just it's empty.
I can do thunder damage or
I mean, apparently it's any energy.
oh,
It's just
really?
empty.
Thunder would still be the easiest for me.
Yeah, for me, I can do lightning, fire, psychic.
I don't know how much charge you want on
Force.
this thing, but if I take naps, I could repeatedly.
How much could this crystal handle? Could I make a rough estimate?
How much?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Sure, I'll make an intelligence check. 19.
You got, in terms of a hand size, like you got like a decent size, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was like something like this.
Yeah, it wasn't
It was
like
comparable to the gem we gave Ore, because we talked about shaping the gem we pulled out of there to resemble the other gem and handing it over. Right?
Yeah, so it's not like it's huge, like like oh my gosh, but it's not tiny either.
It's
So-
like a basketball, would you say?
Soccer kind
A
of
football? Like a hand egg?
Is it an egg shape?
I'll say it's we'll say roughly like if
Like a
not
Coke can?
like a
or-
basketball, if slightly bigger, but obviously
Mm.
deformed in certain areas and bigger in some other areas. Um,
So more like a balloon in shape, but
you know.
compared to a basketball.
Rough,
You know how,
roughly like that. Okay,
balloons
roughly
have-
So
that's.
so anyways, I'll say it
The
can.
fabricatorissa could have made the shape a little more even, right?
Well, anyways,
Whatever, let's just move on.
I'll say you can at least put a. You think maybe it might be close to, like, if you really rough with it, it might break on its own, but you could probably put a 5th level in there. It might be able to hold like that strong of magic.
Okay.
But again, that's like, you have your cup really full and you're going to try to walk around with it.
Fuck, you gotta run around with your cup full.
I mean, I could
Fly with
just.
it.
I could
Oh.
cast like just a simple second level. I mean, if we want to be semi-spicy, we can try 3rd level, which will become a second,
If
a
I
6th.
if I do any spell in there, it's going to be 4th level, which would become 8. But
Yeah,
the
I,
thing
The-
is, once we put a spell in, it's then we have to draw it back out into the crystal, right?
the
So we
what
could
what
only draw out.
yeah, what will happen is, like, it doesn't matter what spell you put in there. That's just to determine how much, uh arcane is in this orb. When you're pulling it out, it's like you're slowly filling it up.
Would it
So
be better to put more energy into the orb? That way we have excess in case we mess up.
I mean, then we could just recast because I don't want this to be lying around like a Christmas tree for a specific entity.
Good point. But I think we do need at least above the 5th.
I mean, I can just put a third level into it, so we have 6, and then we draw it. Then I draw it 5, and then we can maybe I can just waste away the last level, right?
I mean, I'll say, not that you guys would know, but just to kind of get it going a little bit, like, as low magic that would be left in there, it'd be extremely hardly noticeable. When
Yeah, I
you
thought so as well.
when you guys first encounter it and it was like creating this like violent storm just in this little chamber, like, I would roughly say there had to be almost, if not somewhere between 50 to like 100, like, in terms of like spell level. Like, there was a lot in there.
Okay. Yeah, I assumed as much. I just didn't want to gamble with Ace's life in that sense. But I guess my assumptions being correct, I'll just go look at the thing, at the orb, take the staff in my hand, zap it with a lightning bolt, which is 3rd level. So and then I'll draw it the 5 spell levels I think I can put in it.
Okay, so are you gonna do it by yourself?
I'll
I
try
mean-
to assist her. Should we go get Akuma to help as well? Would it work better
Because
with
this is
3
where
magic?
like last time it was you and Ace who was on opposite sides, kind of funneling that.
Akuma helped me the first time, so she can help again.
I
You
didn't
can
know
take
if it worked
Ace's
better
spot.
with 3 people helping or.
I mean, we were
just-
3 people last time.
Yeah, I think it was Ace who was kind of, no, it was Akuma who had it hovering, and it was
Mhm.
Ace and Arissa who was drawing it out.
I was about to say I point to wherever Akuma is in the castle and message her to come down, but then I realized this character doesn't have that.
I'll do it instead.
Alright.
I was about to say, like, I messaged Akuma, and then I was like, I don't have that.
So I'll just say this, for this it would be a lot easier if Arissa and Akuma are funneling.
I will still keep my talisman on Arissa.
That's fine. So if are you going to try to help, right? Zeph?
However I can.
Okay, go ahead and make a arcane check. This is you
Mhm.
trying to use what little like magic you can kind of put out to kind of hold it. Like, you are not physically holding it. You're trying to be like a magnet and hold it in between your hands.
Okay. Where's
For
Arcana at on the list? There it is.
for
Good.
Arissa and Akuma, I need, since you guys are going to try to put at least 5, go ahead and put 2 arcana checks out on the board.
Okay. Fluffy
Two.
boys. Arcana check.
19 and a 15. And I have the, what's it called, the necklace thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can add a d4.
Supposed to be good at that. Why is
Probably to your 18.
so sad?
Ooh.
Could be better.
Okay.
Worse.
Ooh.
4.
So it's 2 19s for Arissa and
That's why.
Arissa, you are sweating because as both of you start to draw the arcane out, when you shot, the spell using the staff into the orb, you could see it kind of slowly lighting back up. It had like a little bit of soft glow to it. And then when you guys kind of got into position to try to draw what was in there out, Arissa, like you're rolling good, and it's just you are having to sweat because as it comes out, it kind of starts to go like on Akuma's side as she's not able to really hold it in, and so you have trying to reel it back in. But it's at this moment it's unstable. So both of you, because it's unstable, all 3 of you make Arcana checks again.
Just one or more?
Yeah, just one.
Just
Yeah,
let's do
that's
better.
better. Hell yeah. 18.
Hell yeah, we're
Okay.
Better.
The gang is getting back together.
So
That's
as
moving up. I love that.
with
my rolls have gotten higher and higher each time I've rolled this.
with Arissa, you're kind of like trying to channel, not necessarily channel. You're trying to get Akuma to focus and get her to pay attention, and it seems like she kind of like snaps out of it for a second, and you can feel almost how easy it is now to get it funneling through. Go ahead and do another one, except so you don't have to this time.
Alright, I just hold the crystal.
Yeah, it's better than.
Natural
Oh, nice.
20.
Cool.
Yeah, natural
No,
20.
add the d4. I have one more.
Should I do
Get
it for the
above
memes?
30.
For
Get
the
above
memes.
30. You don't decide to add the
Hey!
d4. I do.
Okay. I'll say that you you did manage to pull as much as you can out, and shoving it in there. So let me ask you: are you going to stop at what you would assume this is 5, or are you going to try to draw everything? Which there's 6, quote unquote, in there.
How is the crystal looking? How does the cuppet feel?
It's its own torch at the moment. It is glowing.
So it's just
it is. You can see like
With my 30 Arcana, how does it feel?
I'll say as well. You can see it looks like it's like a little bit of vibrating as it's trying to contain all of this in it, and there's like a little bit of moment where it almost not like a giant crack or anything. It's just like you could hear the sound of like it's trying to contain it, and so it's like a little tiny crack sound.
I was just gonna be like it's like, that's enough, and like just cuts it off.
Okay. So yeah, you
There's
got.
no need to.
So you cut it off. You decide it's best. You cut it off where it seems like it's a good point.
The cuphead is running over.
As the magic kind of stops coming into this gym, and you can see like it's slow, like the shaking, the vibration of it is slowing down just a little, and trying to become a little bit more stable. But it has just a little bit of vibration, a little bit of. And not even just vibration of holding it, just like you all can feel just a tiny little like thump as it kind of just barely echoes from it. So, but with some insanely good rolls, you got yourself what you believe is a dispel magic bomb.
Yes.
Success. Great.
Success.
Yes, and I punted on the ground or whatever.
Football spike it.
Yes! Spike it, that's the word.
I'll say it did not take all day, but it's at some point it's about to get dark.
It's the evening now. we go back upstairs, has Ace broken at all with Tay sitting in there all day, trying to airplane food right above him?
Like
Literally the entire time we
there's
were dealing with this.
there's like a lot of food that's just all over him, and he's like he stopped eating. It's just he ate, but it's just like she just kept going, and he's tried to tell her to stop, and he's like, "Oh no, you're still hungry," and it's like now there's just like food like all over him, and he's just
Bent spoons.
and it's just like
Not the eye.
I really want to murder you. And he's like, oh my god.
I will, before we walk in the room hearing this, I'll cast Major Illusion into the room, and it looks like there's 2 more Tays walking towards him with spoonfuls.
Oh my god, it's spreading!
I love hearing that.
Oh, as we were down there, I would also like point at the items lying around and be like, hey, look at those things over there, by the way.
Yeah, those are what?
Oh.
Cool. New demonic
Did,
things.
did you go and get them, or did you like lead everybody down there? Or no, you had to lead.
Well, we were
everybody
already
down
I had to be
there.
Yeah,
down
yeah,
there.
I
I just pointed at them
The
lying there.
page passage.
there.
I mean, I don't know if I mean, I think it's for us, but I don't know. I mean, it seems for us. I don't know how willing Ace is after he's been trapped with Tay for
You know what?
how many
Why don't
hours
we-
has it been?
We'll ask him after, maybe
It's been a few
tomorrow, because I
hours.
think he's gonna be kind
Yeah.
of. Oh, yeah, I'll go save him, I guess.
We're leaving tomorrow morning, right? Should we try to give
Yeah.
him the unseen servant tonight, or?
Give it to him. It's like he's just being a dick.
Well, let's see if his torture all day has mellowed him a little.
I think it's only like galvanized his
Why
hatred.
don't we give it to him when we're leaving tomorrow? That way we don't have to deal with anymore.
I just pick up the items. I just pick them up and take them with us, so we don't have to go back and forth.
You still have the list, right?
I have the list. I know what items they are.
I'm pretty sure I remember what they are, but I'm just making sure.
It's a Braces of Defense, Far Realm Shard, Fulminating Treaties, and Beads of Force.
Maybe the braces of defense should go to our unarmed friend, or
Mhm.
unarmored, I mean, friend.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I would just scoop up the items, look at that one charge in the orb, and go like, I'm just gonna walk back up to the orb and like activate the one charge to make it light up, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know how it works per se.
The orb of Azrael.
Yeah, like I want to waste the last slot into air.
Okay. I'll say
Static
this.
shock
I'll
over
say
to
this.
next-
You just cast light through the staff that went into the orb, and it glows. It's shedding bright light.
Right.
Okay, but at least there's no more power in it, right? So it will. What will it glow for? How long? I don't know. We'll know. We don't know.
I mean, if you just did it and walked away, you don't know. But if you like kind of wait to see if something happens or whatever, like it surprisingly kind of went on for like an hour or so, just from one little thing.
Cool.
Anyway, we'll go upstairs to Ace, items in tow,
Yeah, you.
looking at Ace.
Oh,
Poor man.
Your face looks so lovely with all that food.
I
The
clean up
whole
his
thing
face,
with the 2 more Tays walking into the room happens, and
and then I clean up his face.
He thanks you. Do you go ahead and give him the thing?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
Okay.
the unseen servant.
He has to like admit.
When he
to
gets
do
it, he's
stuff.
just gonna try to torture us back by having it like slap or poke us, probably.
He says he's not going to kill himself.
Sure. We don't really believe that though.
I mean, I believe.
I
I
don't
think
think
he has. I think for him, killing himself at this point would be an incredible waste.
Oh, but it was.
Anyway, I like take the ball of energy bullshit, which is that's the official name now, ball of energy bullshit. I take it out of my little bag, and I'm just like, look, we did it.
Le
It's
bomb.
like,
He
Boobs.
he would say like, "Let me see it," but
I just put it up like up front to him.
I'll say he's like sitting up, obviously, and it's just like he kind of like leans in a little bit, like looks it over. Wow, that is very good. Hopefully, it will work. Hopefully,
I mean, yeah, hopefully.
I hope. Yep.
I mean, one can only hope, right? It's not much more than like without hope, we're just all doomed to fail anyway.
exactly.
Mhm.
That's what we're all doing it for, doing it based on.
So, I assume you guys are leaving in the morning.
Probably.
Yeah,
Likely.
going to Mossrest, seeing what situation is there, move from there.
Just try to keep me informed.
I will.
Well, if any of us are alive, we'll definitely keep you informed.
Unless we got into combat and I had to burn through all my spells, but that's like a whole different situation altogether at that point.
Rather we're in an area like this where we can't cast anything.
I mean, we can cast, like, we can definitely cast, it's just that people can't spy on us. And they can't teleport to us, and they can't, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I assume Ace has done it here himself, but I just put my own down for the...
yeah, he would say that he has, he obviously would have done this as well, so.
Yeah, I know, I just did double whammy.
Did
So,
you just throw a dog over your shoulder?
Yes.
My bed's behind me.
Oh, okay. I was a
You
little
don't-
concerned.
I love
to
you.
be honest.
I love
I
you
was like,
just
I just
so
saw,
much.
whoop, and I was like,
Doggo yeet!
doggo.
Shoot the pupper.
Alright,
Uh,
let's go to sleep.
just no context whatsoever.
Bro, that
Don't-
food's spoiled now. Should we clean that
I
up?
clean it up.
Yes.
Fuck, get rid
Oh.
of it.
Cleaned up.
Oh, that's probably why he stopped eating it.
But the other
Oh, yeah,
pile I
I
made
just-
this morning's still good.
I
So-
just look at Tay and I'm like, you've never helped feed anyone ever before, right?
No?
It shows. Don't worry about it.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
when they stop eating, you don't just put it on their face.
I look
Well,
at
I
the
mean-
pile of spoiled food and I'll cast Gust of Wind on it just to blow it out of the room.
I made sure to get the other food too, but I thought
Wait, has
he
she
was just
moved
being
all 45 pounds of it onto his bed?
There's a lot.
He just buried him 45 pounds of spoiled food.
I feel pain for Ace. I'm just like the service is gonna like get everything off and clean it up. It's like all the.
I'll just say this: whenever you do decide to give him the pendant, so you feel a very soft because it can't damage anything, but you feel like something very soft wrapping around your neck. The first thing he
You're
does
trying to
is
hug
like
me.
he's trying to get he knows the limitations of what it can and cannot do, but it's like I want it to choke you as much as possible.
Thanks for the hug, Ace.
Please.
Take good care of it, and I'll come back for it later.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I guess we go to sleep. And do you want me to message before we go to sleep?
Yeah, any messaging before I change the day?
Yeah. Any winners?
Chicken dinners?
You already messaged Sona. What about people in Fopolis just to check on things? Make sure they didn't get attacked or killed by anything that the jewel may have caused.
I'll message.
Speaking about that, we should probably go back and get that, right, Akuma?
Yeah, eventually.
still
Stop harassing me. Stop being influenced by the fucking gem, you idiots. So a 1 is Basera and a 2 is Sabura. Okay, I'm sending a message to Basera. Hey, did you make it to Frupolis yet? How is everything going? We're probably coming south in the next week or so.
She replies. Um, she replies that they're having to go like slow through the forest. But everything is fine. As far as that she's aware of, that they are not like being hunted or anything like that. So, but it is, they're almost there.
Okay. Well, it seems that they're going fine, trucking on south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That is it. You guys will be taking a long rest, waking up on day 38. And as we.
Still want to talk to Ace before we leave?
Okay. But as the day change, let's take a quick break. Everybody,
Hey.
go grab some food,
Yay!
go grab
Is this
some
what we-
water, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do, and we'll be right back.
How do I add this
Hey everybody. First off, I just want to say thank you all again. Sorry we've been on a break. We are all happy to be back, and it's just taken us a moment to really get in there. Also, we have a couple. If you haven't seen it, we have a couple of our YouTube videos up. Yay! You can always go by there on YouTube. Just look up Ginton Dice, and we should be on there. I am slowly but trying to work on a video explaining what the group has done pretty much all the way up to this point since we started not necessarily halfway through the campaign or anything, but a decent portion has been missed. So I'm trying to work on that, trying to work on some other things for you all as well. So hopefully we can get that to you all. So I want to again thank you, everybody. You all wonderful, and I think we can get back into it, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Ew.
So we are all waking back up on the 38th. I'm just going to reset that part. I'll say you guys are waking up. It's like still dark, but you know, like within a few hours, like 2 hours or so, that it will be light. So it's kind of like one of those you guys before traveling went to bed early so you can wake up early type deal.
Mhm.
So anything anybody was wanting to do before heading out?
Yes, what to talk to you.
Okay. Also, right quick, Arissa, did you give Akuma that letter?
It's a good question. I was gonna ask, but I never just didn't bother asking.
What letter was it again?
There was a letter from Ace. That's. I
Oh, the
remember
one that I found there.
Yeah.
you found on the desk and everything. Yeah, all those
You're the one
after-
who grabbed everything, so it's up to you. Did you grab that letter or did you leave it?
I grabbed the letter I think the first time I went down there.
I think you didn't read it. I don't
no.
quite remember.
think-
But
She read it. She read it. I remember.
okay, yeah.
Oh, no,
So
I read it. Yeah, I read it. That's
yeah,
what they
so
said I
you
did.
you did, but then you decided to leave it.
I just, you know what I do before? I guess I would have done this yesterday. When I know that Akuma's gone to sleep, I would have waddled off a bit, and then I would have like sent a message to Ace, so she wouldn't hear the answers really loudly. If he wanted her, if he wants her to see the letter.
That does not even help me at all. I rolled a fucking 10.
It's up to you.
He
What do you dice?
he says that, like, you know, it's puzzling. That's more of a farewell than a typical note. And
Let's see,
he's
do I-
just
do I-
he then says
If I die, give me the letter kind of question.
he says, why don't you let the fates decide?
Face side. Oh my god. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it to myself for now.
Yeah. So anyways, Akuma, you said you had some things you can like have gone in there while everybody's like eating breakfast and all that.
Sure, cool. Alright. Oh, I feel stuck. Oh, well, I know I normally don't come to talk to you, but I do have a question. If you're not in too much pain to answer, that is.
I think I'm okay. What is
He's
it
like
that
just
I can help you with? As he's
standing-
just like he's just sitting back, like his arms are just kind of like laying down, and it's just
just like standing in the doorway, like getting any closer. God.
you know you can come in. I'm
No.
pretty sure I'm not going to bite.
No, but I might. I think I'll stay right here. You see, I recently ran into this talking building. It's a long ass story, but you were there. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know how they were talking about, like, demons and devils and all that? Well, I know something he said, and it is a question for you as well. You wouldn't happen to have, I don't know, a devil inside you or something?
One could say we all have devils inside of us, but you are meaning more of a physical term. No, I do not. I
Hmm,
am just a plain elf human.
I see. Well, that is boggling now, isn't it? Well, I can tell you one thing. Whether it's me or some other entity really wants you dead.
Everything wants me dead. Kind of comes to no surprise.
No, of course not. But I assume this isn't really too much of a concern of yours. But I thought I'd tell you anyway.
Just don't listen to it as I've always told you. It
I
seems like you are on a path now, and I can't stop. I can't change. I can't do anything that you have done. As your friend Arissa has stated, it's your choices, and if you make the wrong ones, there's no one going to save
Of course not. I wasn't expecting anyone to save me at this point. I've lived this long on my own. I'm sure I can handle it. But I suppose that's everything. At least you have a invisible serpent to now wait on you hand and, well, I suppose your feet work better.
you. At least one that doesn't talk back.
Well, at least it'll be nice and quiet here for you then.
Arisa starts in the other room. Yet.
Hmm? Hmm. Well,
Do you have
at least
anything else to?
nope. At least
As,
you'll be alone with your thoughts.
as
Anyway,
you kind of like
um,
start to walk away, you hear softly, but it's still like it was meant for you to hear, and it's just please be safe.
just like wave in the doorway. Just yeah.
And as
Does he want me to go back in there and help feed him?
No, I think he's good from now on. And besides, we need to get going anyways. Wouldn't you agree?
I guess.
Good. Let's get going
Arisa makes a mental note of inscribing tongues on the thing so it can talk.
oh god. Alright, so
then.
you guys get ready and start your flying journey across the field, correct? Uh,
We'll do the normal. I go in my lamp, Tay and Orissa ride on Bird, Akuma.
I will.
Owl.
I will specifically cast.
Yeah.
I will cast non-detection on myself, so I can't be scryed on.
Let's play
Because I
Okay.
know
catch
that
with.
I know that she likes me to be the target, so I'm at least trying to block one of her things.
Okay. Are you guys trying to
Let's catch
shoot
with
for
Zol's
like
lantern.
near maybe the base of mountains, or like try to do it like a little bit of the forest? Like, what are you going to shoot for? It really would just depend if you want to have more of a open clearing or a covered clearing.
Probably on the edge of the forest because it's probably easier to land there than in the trees.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, either way, it's not going to like hinder the second day process. It was just more
Just,
of
just more of a kind of. Oh,
Whatever Akuma Eagle wants to do, I suppose.
yes, me not
Ah!
going
Just taking a nice
all right.
nap.
So we'll throw you guys like right there.
Wee.
Yeah, we'll
Play
throw it
catch
right
with Zol's lantern.
there.
Oh
So you guys get there. You definitely have to climb some height to not necessarily fly over said mountains, but to not be, having to go all the way to side to just kind of go around them. It takes a decent amount. I'd say you guys knew that it was going to take a little bit, so you guys are not rushing to get there. So it's kind of like a little lenient flyby. Does anybody do anything as you guys before you guys land, after you guys land?
After we land, I cast Private Sanctum and I cast the dome.
I'll cast create food and water.
Anything else?
Finally, fresh air again.
Uh,
Probably roll in the grass.
I'll
He rolls in.
guess
I mean, isn't it like half snowy shit here?
Yeah, that's fine too.
Mhm.
Snow. Should play in the snow. Snow.
I mean, yeah, there is snow. Not
Well,
like
didn't bother anyway.
not heavy, but there is snow.
When
Yeah.
Arissa goes to make the dome, as she's prepping, I'll just like cast a gust of wind to try to clear off the space.
I mean,
No more sticks. in the
sure.
hand. A rock.
I want to use my spells.
Anything else anybody wanted to do?
Can I make sure to get the lay of the land a little bit? Make sure, just see if there's anything. If we're, I don't know, maybe if spot
Make-
anything.
Make a survival check.
You can roll a 19 on that. Whatever you add to it.
Whatever I add to it would be 23.
Okay. The area that you guys kind of picked, there doesn't seem to be like any type of tracks anywhere nearby. There doesn't seem to be. There's not like a lot of, in terms of like berries, for an example. There's not like a lot of vegetation. It's kind of like you're cusping the differences between the forest and a mountainside. So there's not really much of anything going on in like this area that you guys are in.
Meow.
So, anything else?
You want me to send a spell to anyone?
I've
Maybe
got
tell
no one.
Sona. Maybe we could tell Sona we're on our way to Mossrest.
We're a day
Yeah,
away.
I'll send this so when I like not in the middle of the night, like early in the.
No, make
before we
sure
go
it's
to
the
sleep.
middle of the night. That's always
No, I'm
the
not
plan.
gonna send middle of the
2
night.
in the morning.
Yes.
And
she
send one to
would love
Ace
you for
just
that.
to suicide check him.
No,
Make sure he's not.
I'm not that cruel. I can maybe check on him when we're there, but I think he's gonna do fine for now.
You're not
I'm
that-
gonna send a message to Sona saying that we'll short and sweet without having to say it. We'll be there tomorrow. Everything's still cool.
Yeah, she'll just reply back. Just try to like, not look like you're threatening because
Bird.
of the other armies that are there, looking and trying to keep track of people that seem to be in some form of attacking. So she says you don't have to sneak, but like don't look threatening. Don't like
I guess,
Bird, Kuma? Am I threatening?
I guess
Well,
it is
Maybe we land
at-
outside the city and walk in.
Yeah, we walk in.
Yeah. Maybe not
For sure.
land.
I was
directly
thinking
in
the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
But
No,
she
I'm not
she
gonna
does.
land on the city.
But she says everything is so far seems to be fine. At least now that the Northern Army has already had a area kind of blocked off for them. So
Maybe.
Are
tell
they
them-
blocking the south side or the north side of the city? Did she
I
specify?
can send another message.
Because I feel like we should land on the side that's not being fortified.
it's not.
Yeah, and it,
I'll say that if you do send another message, it's not.
I will.
It's not the city is getting fortified. That she will just explain. The fortification is happening closer to the tunnel, since
Okay.
that is still the easiest and best route to go through these mountains.
Okay, so we can just land next to the city and just walk in.
But there is just a presence.
Okay.
maybe tell them to expect a giant bird to be flying.
I'll
You
say
know?
that was added in there, like so she
Mhm,
could maybe pass off
Bird
to
is not
somebody
threat.
that there is allies coming to like southwest. So
There might be a big bird.
anything
Oh.
else?
No, that was it.
Alright.
Mm-mm.
Let us get on to day 39 where you guys alright, so as you guys with your freaking 19s and 20s shit, get rid of them.
Hey,
Solid.
hey.
I'm just like solid. I'm just looking at it like solid
Hey.
every day. Or is this solid every day? She's like the rock we need.
Oh, she's on it.
So as you guys start to get closer and closer, uh, Arissa, if you want to make if the owls want to make, not owls, but eagles, if y'all wanted to make a perception check, you could.
I remember I have a +0, but I have advantage because of my
Perception.
You're an eagle.
because of my spectacles.
Glasses.
I have eyes of the eagle. Remember?
I know,
Oh.
but aren't you a eagle?
No, I don't
No, I
need to be an
think
eagle. We're only one person.
Kuma's the only eagle. I'm inside my lamp, and
Okay.
Tay is.
Then yeah, you definitely gain advantage as well. It is actually a clear day. Still snow,
okay,
but it is not snowing.
I did not roll.
So
with
that means that I
advantage.
can see, that I if I like I see objects that are super small.
Yeah.
Woo. Natural 20! Hey!
I guess I have to roll.
Joseph, I'm sorry.
Arista's just like raining natural 20s on Joey.
I
We're back
need
with-
this
we're back
session
with just.
to be over.
Have any of
before-
us rolled a critical one yet this session?
No, I
No,
haven't.
As-
Yours has
Rolling
rolled like
20s.
3 natural 20s.
There we
I
go.
I
Yeah,
need
there
this
we go.
to happen.
There we go.
Anyways,
I got a 24. We'll just.
I'm just raining 20s on Joey.
My
you guys
turn.
can see closer to the what would be the tunnel. You can see not necessarily right on top of it, but there is you could almost say it's like a 50 yards of space, but it looks like they're barricading and like trying to create like a defensive point. So if somebody was to come through this tunnel, right, they're not just looking at an open field. There's like giant shields that are hopefully blocking like armies from being hit by whether spells or arrows. You can tell that they're trying to go on a fortified position, but keep the tunnel open in case they need to go through. And you can see as you guys are flying, you can see kind of like there's very small outposts that might have about maybe 2 or 3 people, but it is like an outpost maybe 100 to 200 yards, another small outpost 100 to 200. So this way there is a chain going all the way up to Mossrest.
Bro, and it's lighting the fires. Oh no, Gondor is lighting the fires, does it?
So
It's like the Great Wall in Mulan where they light the fires, and now all of China knows you're here.
I know.
The Huns are coming.
so as you guys do get
or the
clo-
2 lanterns, or 1 lantern to tell whether they were coming by sea or by land.
so as you guys do decide, or not decide, but as you guys do get closer to Mossrest, you do land. I'll say you land just a few minutes outside of the city, and you are immediately swarmed by guards, and you kind of just tell who you are, and they have been informed because you guys made the smart move and told them, "Hey, please let them know we're coming."
We're on their side.
You
Yeah,
do you do get an escort going into the city, but you're not like threatening in any way. It's more of just to make sure like this is who the people said that were coming. As you guys get into the city, you can see there is parts of buildings that look like they were destroyed or damaged in some way and is being rebuilt. It's not a heavy of destruction, but you can tell just like 2 to 3 days ago there was a fight here. I'll say that you guys probably would head to the guild hall. I would assume that's where you guys would go. Sure enough, you do see more of construction on it. It doesn't look like it received damage, but you can see more construction is still being upon it and trying to make it bigger. They have gotten some really decent work done on that. But there is Sona, who is kind of like outside, just who greets you guys as you show up. Well, At least you guys are on time.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, how's everything?
Ace broke his arms doing a magic with his staff thingy.
As an
But-
idiot does.
There's a entity of doom sucking up magic somewhere in the north at the moment.
We killed a hot owl lady.
No, it killed the hot owl lady.
Meandered.
Anyway,
I think I'm going to have to, one of these days, come join you because the hell that you're saying, I don't understand a single thing. What I
There's a
do know
positive-
is that Ace broke his arms. Like, is he okay?
yeah, we left the servant with him so he can feed himself.
Okay.
He's probably
And I
fine.
left a
I
pile
did-
of rotting food in the hallway.
He is about as okay as he could be under circumstances. It could have been a lot worse for him. He could have been dead.
Dead.
Well,
Yeah,
that
that might be preferred sometimes by him.
I mean, I
sucks.
did a great job feeding him yesterday, so I thought,
You did.
or 2 days ago.
Well, I was counting on using him for a lot of other things, but well, we make do with what we can.
Anyway, before we start talking sensitive information, let's go inside and let me do some.
Oh, yeah, it might be bad that we just said that without the protection.
No, I still have it on me.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Nobody else mentioned it.
So
No,
you,
I mentioned it. That's why I did it, because I had the protection on me.
Yeah, but Sona also repeated it back to you.
I mean, she can't cry on me at this moment. Anyway, regardless.
anyways, so you all walked in
inside.
and you do your thing. And you can see that the two the two old guild masters who are like, oh, you're back, bring some tea. The other one's actually doing stuff, so he's like, I was actually able to clean this area up, like, but he kind of walks. No, he stays. So you guys are just sitting at a table, and she's okay. So where do we
So
start?
when we went up there, we went for information to Witchspine, right? That
Okay.
was our initial goal. We got a few forbidden information which we can't share because it's forbidden, so we can't share it. We figured out who is behind the South. Two entities we're dealing with.
What do you mean by entities?
You know, things out of our
You-
grasp.
Remember when
reality.
you were trapped in another realm?
That kind of thought process there.
Yes.
Entities that may be more localized to that realm than this.
They are influenced. There's a certain individual in there with power. I'm trying to dance my way around it.
It's
Who
forbidden
is-
information, so I don't think we're necessarily able
There's
to.
an individual in there who's trying to influence things out here.
They
In that, like, grayish black area.
Yeah, that's a plane of existence. Imagine like this, and she like creates like little balls in the air, and then like different colored balls, like red, purple, blue, green, you know, and then in the middle just a standard plain one. So imagine the middle one is where we are at. It's called the material plane, right? And then see this red one, that's the fire plane. Then you have
Okay.
the blue one, water plane, etc. Something from that purple ball is trying to fuck up shit in our ball, and you were in that purple ball for a bit.
Does it sound like something we can stop?
Later,
Do
maybe.
you have an ability to go to another plane?
I mean,
Does it look like I have the ability to go to another plane?
No.
I look at
Okay.
her. I say, I might have a way to getting there, but we need to solve this shit first. We can't
Okay.
like.
Well,
Then that's one thing. What we learned. The other thing, which is more immediate and more good to know, because it confirms that Lily is the danger we're looking at. She is the servant of a god who is, whereas not actively itself trying to fuck up shit, it is making her fuck up shit because that's what it thrives on.
Yes,
chaos,
absolute
war.
chaos.
So it
And
seems like
death.
we're dealing with something that's possibly far out of our reach. Seems like there's more
I
things at play than what we are.
for sure,
For now,
but
at
I
least.
think we think our best bet is to deal with its servants out here, because it itself, according, was that forbidden?
Nah.
The gods made a deal to not actively influence, like
Just
the gods
acknowledge
themselves.
that most people don't
That's
know.
kind of because that was talking about the pact that they
Okay.
done.
I will just, without mentioning the pact, I will say the gods, for a reason we cannot share, won't actively influence. So we are not dealing with the god directly. We are dealing with its servant.
Not to be rude, but like, why can't you share any of this
We
information?
just said it's forbidden, which
It's
means if we talk
forbidden.
about it,
If it's forbidden, wouldn't it be something like you guys shouldn't know either?
of course
Yeah,
not.
but
But
we sort of.
we did them a
From-
favor.
Okay.
I mean,
So we-
here's my thing. I trust you. I'm not calling you out. It's there was a lot to unpack here, and like the
We learned it from a divinely shaped force that provided the knowledge in exchange for a deed.
that
And we-
doesn't help any how you
So-
guys. I
The,
Okay,
the
okay.
library is there's an entity in the library.
we talk
We
about
saved it from death. And for the reward it paid us with is information.
Which is power, but yes, we cannot share everything. Sorry.
And because of the forbidden nature of it, we should not share it with people. I think this is as much as we can share without actually giving you the forbidden information. And we're trying to dance around
She
as much as we can.
you can see like she's about to like rebuttal and I got to know his name because it's killing me.
There's two guys. Pick a guy, any guy.
Da, da, da. We are looking at Harris. Yeah. He was the elf. Yes.
Mm.
Harris just kind of like places a hand on her shoulder. And he's like, "Remember, we believe in them. While it's confusing, they have a reason. So let's not try to force the issue." And she's okay. So we okay. So we know
We
that
know
there's
what-
entities are influencing stuff here on our world.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
And we know we managed to get the big entity. We managed to find it's. We know it's the Rex server, which is Lily.
So if we take her out, like I would
Then we
assume the
cripple-
plan is anyway, we would be in a lot
Crippling
better.
one of them. Yeah, exactly. We would literally cripple one of the entities' base of power. We would cripple it very hard.
I can work with that. Okay. What else?
So the reason why Ace is out of commission, we went up north to get a staff, right? We got that staff, but the price for getting it was an entity that Ace created was trying to get it because it's a source of power, and in the process of delaying that entity before we could get
Did
the
we
fuck out
leave
of there.
that there, or did we bring it with us when we left?
The
it?
staff knows there. I'm not taking it with me.
Okay, I was just curious.
Like I have no use for it. Like the cost of using it, not on the orb, is immense. Like it's not worth for us.
Like your life.
Yeah, it's good if you roll if you don't wield it correctly, it can kill you. Anyway, we got the
Also,
staff.
Also, hi Sona, this is me, Zoe, what I actually look like. Because last time you saw me, I looked like a human.
I'd say you've already made that.
Okay, I just realized that happened at the library.
So we got the staff. So we denied the creature that staff because it wanted to eat the entity and suck its power up, and also take the staff's energy, which it has a lot of as well. So we at least denied it one part of cake, I suppose.
Well, that's good news, and not good news. Hearing that there's another danger lurking around.
Aha, the Dace Maid that might like me a whole lot for reasons.
It's
I mean,
called
I think
Mako or
that's
something. Maki, Mako.
Mako, I think, was called.
Maki.
Maki
Oh,
is what it
Maki,
originally was called.
Maki.
Is his name right? Come on now.
I'd say you guys do know that the first interaction you had with him, it was Maki. Even when you talked to him the first time through the messaging, it was Maki. But then when it came, I mean, nobody knows, but
His
when
name
it
too.
came down in this second form, like his name did change.
Probably a different name now.
I don't remember if I said it, but
No.
he goes. I'll say probably like in a roar or something like that. He said Goro Maki.
Guru.
Oh no, I think you did. I think you did. I just didn't write it down. I remember something like that.
My
So
brain's
It's like when you said it, it sounded familiar.
You mentioned it earlier this session. I know,
You
but I didn't hear
we
it
all
well enough
weren't
to write
listening.
it down.
so
Very
No, I
good.
think we were just busy trying to remember everything from
Yeah.
3 weeks ago.
Indeed. It was just very quick information. Then we're like, what now?
so
Anyway, Gurumaki.
well.
Now.
And then another thing that we also find out is that one of the bear commanders who was going up north to find more people got trapped in a magical trial prison that we also got trapped in, but we managed to pass the trial and release her, and she went to Winter Hollow, found the person she was looking for, which is Podus' brother, and they're on their way south now as well.
Bolus had a brother.
Apparently so.
Apparently, as much
I
news as
guess.
Well, I guess it's good news that reinforcements is coming. And it's like as you guys are talking about this. No. Yeah. Well, that's good that reinforcements are coming. Any other information?
Arissa pulls out a little the basketball sized gem.
Bomb we made.
We may like this, you know, on the Capitol, on the garden there, where Lily, I presume, has her little safety bubble. This is supposed to get rid of that. Imagine like, and then gone, the magic gone.
Interesting. How does it
Magic.
work?
So, what it is, it's a dispel. Like you dispel magic. So what it does is like it nullifies it completely, and it's supposed to be thrown down in there. And then once it gets close to the ground, it will explode and spread its magic all over it, and then just dispel it completely.
Okay.
Preferably.
Well,
Which means that we can level the playing field between her and us.
Well, at least
Because
we
that's
have a really solid plan. How
Oh!
how are we going to get it there?
Flyby.
Okay. That sounds like
Invisible flyby, preferably.
So something that's been mentioned was that you and the Forsaken and Voss go after Lucian, right? Lucian. And the rest of us go after Lily.
Two-prong attack on two
We need
separate.
like, from what we learned, is that killing Lucian is not really an option.
If
Because
we just kill Lucian, they're
yeah.
just going to try to kill us.
They're gonna find a new alpha and will continue on their journey. Like that's what we learned. They will just continue on the same path. But if Voss replaces him as the alpha, then they will follow her. But she has to beat him.
I see. Well,
Something we'll have to ask tell boss.
it sounds like so far a lot of our what we need to do is aligning up with what the North is wanting to do. They're wanting to go into Zorodale to capture that city. This way we have an access that we can get all our troops in. Their plan is to, after capturing Zorodale, they have fleets from Thorndale that are coasting down, is going to try to hit either Surico, or I'm sorry, not Surico, either Scone or somewhere in between Scone and Courage, and then meet in the middle at Courage with the north. And hopefully, with that giant might of force, push towards the capital. Barson has also sent fleets out. They were going technically to start their raids at Surico, but thanks to information that was provided, they are now changing their course and are going to try to hit above Surico and hit from the right side of the capital when everybody gets in place. So that
Correct me if I'm wrong. Hitting to the north of Rico and heading towards Zolis, from what I've seen on the map, wouldn't they have to go through the Shifters' territory?
they would have to go for a little bit through the forest if they were wanting to get there. But
So they'll have to be careful with that.
it's a risk that we're going to have to
The
take.
Shifters are also against us.
So we should check if the shifters are in league with the capital or not.
Definitely should message Natalie then.
Well,
I'm gonna message as we're talking about this. I'm gonna say like, hold that thought for a minute. I'm gonna message Natalie and ask like, very simple yes or no. Like I just say like, yes or no. Are the shifters in league with the capital?
I still don't trust it.
it doesn't connect.
At all. Oh. So the spell doesn't even start, essentially. Like
I
it's
knew
starting
it!
Okay,
just
so they
like-
know. Okay, that's an answer enough. We have to assume that the shifters are in league with the capital.
No, it's not that she doesn't answer.
No.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
know, that's what I
connect.
said. We have to assume that they're not because they killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
That's-
just saying that out loud.
We
I'm
got
just
the
saying-
inference.
It's the I'm quite sure that the shifters are in league with the capital, which probably means that we need to attack.
Sona does say that in this raid, the raid that hit them, she explains, it wasn't like a massive group of force or anything. It was just a small battalion. But I am not going to lie. This wasn't like normal soldiers or guards. They had a presence among them. I think they were all wearing the same symbols that you all were wearing previous.
Yeah, that's the entity symbol,
But
apparently.
there was also 3 shifters among them that was on their side. If we didn't have any of the bear shifters, if Voss wasn't here, like this place would have been a lot more of a wreck.
Are they the shifters, were they recognizable? Possibly, or no?
Were-
I mean,
I mean,
Did you
probably.
they just look
Did
like normal
you-
people.
did you manage to kill any of them?
Yes, they're all been slain. And
How many of ours did we lose compared to theirs?
Well, Mossrest lost a decent amount of just guards because we wasn't prepared for something like this. But we kept the civilian count to, I think, only 3, right, Eris? Yeah, surprisingly, 3 people, and that was only because they were near the front when the assault happened. was a pretty quick response on our end. I'll give us that. We responded pretty fast and kept the battle more towards the front end of the city before it got anywhere close.
They probably weren't expecting you guys.
No, they're probably expecting a Fruidale case where it's just a bunch of guards that are easy to kill.
I would like to think that is so. I don't think they was told that, well, us, wares, we're here, because if it wasn't for any of us, if we was not here, this would have been destroyed.
I think what we need to take in consideration, what I think the people here don't know, is that if the shifters, well, if I say now knowing that the shifters and the capital are in league, which is like to me now 95% confirmed, they were fortifying the other side. So going through the tunnel at this point is suicide.
Sona,
Why
how
did they
long
fly
do you
on
know
it?
how long it takes to sail to the continent of Mila? Because I know Lily had also mentioned reaching out to find more allies there.
But that was more a ruse to get rid of us.
I gather that, but if she was still sending ambassadors, because she just wanted us to go along as protection, she said we weren't the actual ambassadors she was sending. I
Well,
think.
I mean, it would depend.
If she was sending a ship, how in somehow she managed to strike a deal for more assistance? What could that mean? Do you have any idea?
Well, as far as I'm aware of, the the civilizations on Milo are just more of trade. They don't. I heard a rumor of a warlord there, but if I'm correct, he doesn't like use boats. I don't. So I don't think they would be able to travel, if hardly. They could probably use the trade ports, and again, this is all just speculation. I've never been there, but I mean, as far as we are aware of, Barson hasn't saw any sorts of activity. Their ships are already halfway out there. We've every now and then messages are being sent to both fleets to make sure everything is in order. So far, we haven't heard a single word from either.
Alright. I just didn't know if that was a serious concern that we should pay attention to.
Now, maybe Orissa might be right. Maybe it was just more to get you guys out of the way. But we'll we'll make a note of that and keep our eye out just in case, so maybe we don't get hit from behind. That might be the best option.
And we know that Food Polish for now is a semi-safe haven.
Okay,
We have some people there.
that's good. So really, they could try, if coordinated good enough, they could try to help escort and join up with the Barson fleets and push inward if everything goes well.
The more the question is more like, how do we get this army on this side over to the other side? Because we do not want, like, I strongly recommend going against the tunnel because they have it fortified on there, and if they block it off, you're locked
Any
in
other
here.
path to get around to the other side?
Well, we used a different path to get around the first time.
You do hear a very familiar voice as Bren, who kind of starts walking downstairs. That's where we come in. As he comes down and he just kind of stands around amongst you guys. We are going to try to go in and keep that gate open, allowing us to pull in through. The ideal is me, Alistar, and Exuya. We will try to go in and infiltrate the best we can, make sure that gate stays open, and maybe do a little sabotage along the way. But that is what our job is.
I mean, yeah, I think none of us can do this alone. So if that's what you believe in, then I defer to your wisdom.
Well, I think with me and Exuya, we can definitely do it. Alistar's been
I
to
I mean,
work.
if you want mayhem, then you send in Alistair. I mean, mayhem is her
Tell
middle name.
Alistair where the nearest chocolate shop is, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
we took note of everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and the chaos she could bring could just possibly put a little less amount of troops on one area if she was managing to pull them into another.
Yeah,
But
she is very good at that.
it is a huge gamble, and we are aware.
I mean,
I
as
mean,
long as
she's
she gets
aware of the
this,
risk.
I mean, as long as she's in that area, they will flock to her if you want it or not.
Well, that is what at least our plan was. We try to infiltrate. The hunters will try to. The
feel-
couple of thoughts where we can either go above and try to go above the mountains and crash down before the Northern Army gets there, or be the spear for the Northern Army.
We
Yeah.
can travel over.
The idea is that we could probably take more of a hit than the soldiers can, keeping them fresh and allowing them to fully take the city while we just create the opening for them.
Yeah, we can rain down fire and ice from above.
Indeed.
Especially
That's what
since you guys were here,
done.
it adds furthermore that we could be the start of the attack and allow them to be the flood. They come in and capture the city pretty quickly, and hopefully with less casualties. But
At least we know where the weak point in their castle is.
yes,
It's the part that I magically held up with stone, but it's not really the most permanent fix. So.
but hopefully it's. I mean, yes, but it did probably receive, from what you guys have said, damage inside. Hopefully that is still good enough to keep that from being a heavy fortress and just being possibly a holdup.
It seemed like it was barely standing.
I mean, the inside was completely burned out, so I guess like all the wooden support beams are. And they, not to mention that they killed a bunch of guards there, the shifters. So probably most likely the majority of things there will be shifters, if they are in league.
We gotta prepare for anything. If Lily is.
You mentioned to me before that you're sort of tenuously allied to some spiders there?
We are.
Could we call on that? Out of character, I think we locked the gate behind so none of the big spiders could get out.
No, it wasn't
No,
that
no, no.
nobody locked. You guys did not lock it, but it was locked. It was told to you that it was locked, but you guys had left it open for them to travel through, so they can go in there.
Whatever they have, like the spiders decided if it's open or not.
So
I mean, I could talk to the spider queen and see what she has to say, but it's like very limited talking to a. Well, she was very intelligent for a spider, I suppose. It's hard to communicate proper battle tactics with a spider. Other than go in, kill wolf-smelling people.
I mean, if they were intelligent enough, why not give it a try, right?
I mean, yeah, I can
Even
try.
if you just tell them to go through the tunnel and clear it out, that way we had a straight shot through the tunnel. And we just lead this side of the army through the tunnel, maybe. Because would they recognize you?
They would recognize us three at least.
Is there anyone else they might recognize that would be able to help? I could look like them.
No,
Bryn?
nobody comes into mind.
Like,
I look like Bryn.
Bryn
I
just
to be
like,
honest, I haven't-
please
I look
no.
like Bryn, but better slightly.
He's like, yeah,
Slightly
no.
more groomed and
The rugged is better. I'm telling you.
Just slightly sparkling. Sparkling?
You just look like you stand out in the middle of a crowd.
Isn't that what we want?
well, you have Teller as well. Looks at Sona, who was there. Turns to
She,
Teller for a slight second, and turns out.
that's what he looks like! I was
Yeah.
imagining some sort of warlord who was able to carry Onis on his bare shoulders.
I mean, you could also look like Volch. Yeah, that's true.
you do hear Sony or Sona snicker, but she does reply she still hasn't heard a thing from him or anything about that.
Yeah,
I
we've
went
been busy.
missing a while
Oh,
back.
I
No, we
think,
haven't-
didn't you message him a while back, Orisa?
Yeah, he was in pain and horrible, and everything. He's probably dead.
Or dying still.
I mean,
Oh,
you could
no.
always
The,
message
the
again. We
problem
have
is
more
like
of
it's such
the...
a headache, right? It's like he goes having this fucking mess, but we have this mess to deal with, and it's like everything. Like there's 20 problems and only one of
I
us.
mean, Sona, you mentioned you have the ability to find where anyone from the guild is, right?
Yes. But it just tells me a direction. It doesn't tell me their exact location.
I see.
Better than nothing, I suppose. At least knowing a general area that he could be.
And it still says that he's south. I have checked.
So so probably Lily has captured him. Didn't he stay in Coolridge, right?
South or southeast or southwest? Or
It-
just straight south?
It's not that specific. This is not like something where I can position the exact coordinates of somebody. Just like with you guys, when I use it, it tells me a direction and it stays like that for the day. It doesn't constantly change. So,
One more very important thing we learned. The way to restore the Southern Kingdom is by freeing the heirs. To
the
throne.
ones that you said were statues,
Stone.
right? Okay, well, do we know where they're at?
I can figure it out exactly where they are when we're in the capital. I am assuming, depending on Lily's hubris, I'd say, that she might have them in the garden where she has, because she, what I'm assuming that she feels incredibly safe in the garden, because from what we have seen, that is a dangerous place. Like if you cast magic in there, you will get beaten up by statues at the very least.
Okay, so it sounds like the garden is our objective.
I mean, as far as I can assume, or have, like, the thing is, like, I don't possess the magic to look at things from afar, so I can't confirm. I can only speculate based on where she met us and the amount of power I felt from that place.
Okay, well, sounds like we have what we need to do, right?
And from what it seems like, we can all travel together because I assume Lucian would be also at this point at the capital. At the very least, we'll find him along the way, if not.
Okay.
And I think we all have to refrain from beating Lucian. I think it needs to be Vos, like as in one mano a mano.
Well, once we've captured Zoradel, I guess that's where we would possibly split then, huh?
Well, if we know where if anyone can figure out where Lucian is.
Well, I mean, do you have an idea of like, should we try to message and see, or is that something like it's probably?
I mean, we could potentially. I don't think he will tell us. I think he's smart enough to not reveal himself unless I manage to say the exact right words that will make him
Would he
reveal
not
what we need to.
still be in his den?
Could be. You know where that is.
Aren't wolves normally territorial? Rather protective of their homes?
Well, I mean,
I
Usually.
mean,
I
if we.
That
if
would be a dumb idea.
the question is if they really are working together.
Oh, Joseph is saying.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me.
I think
I
you're
think
lagging.
Leroy's lagging. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, my headset died. I gotta wait.
Yeah, I think he's lagging.
Guys, camera
Yay,
time.
fun internet stuff, guys.
Internet stuff.
I still don't trust
Man,
that.
that European internet,
And
dang.
Unbelievable.
he wants
Complaining
to,
about our
yeah,
American
he wants to complain about American. How dare he?
Yeah, when he
How
comes
dare-
back,
Like,
Alright, guys,
I still
it's
don't
just up
trust
to you.
Natalie. Like, I still don't trust Natalie. She could be. She's just a secret bad.
but that's not okay. Cole, the spell itself didn't connect, is what Joseph said, which means either
I
she's
know.
dead or on a different plane. Because
Who
even if
knows?
someone's asleep, it still goes through. Like,
Yeah, like, pretty much the way I do it
she's
is there's.
petrified, dead, or in another plane. Those are the three options.
I'm gonna say other plane because I still don't trust her.
I like your
Nice.
enthusiasm. I guess
Just because I'm
we'll guys, we'll just take a quick break. Again, just grab whatever you need. We'll. Oh,
Oh,
is he here to save us?
Oh.
Is there no break? Hey, no break for any of
Hey!
you guys. You sit right.
Aw.
You sit in that chair right there. Don't you dare get up. Sit down.
No,
Sit down.
I never got up.
Don't you dare. All right.
Yeah, man, that European internet.
No, it's not the internet. It's actually Discord itself crashing, and I just instead
Oh.
of restarting Discord, I just restart my entire computer because that's equally.
Man,
quick.
that American programming.
Yeah, I mean that American programming sabotaging my European computer.
Hell yeah. So, anyways, back where we were.
Where were we again? I got distracted by things fucking up.
Pretty much, you guys were just talking about if Lucian is working
Ah, there.
with them or not. That's the sum that she's going is like. That is what we will have to try to figure out is. Are they working together or?
I mean, if we can catch a shifter alive, I can force the ends out of him if he wants to give it to me or not.
Even if they are working together, something tells me there'll be some backstabbing in the future.
Does
It's one of
anyone
our strong
have the
ones.
ability to speak to the dead? Because if so, then we could speak to one of the shifters here that were killed.
No.
Or
What
as I'm
about
aware, we
this
don't have
Forsaken?
anybody.
I'll turn over to them.
Hmm.
I mean, I know of someone, but they're like on the other side of the fucking continent. So
They
that's an
don't.
issue.
They don't have that ability.
Out of character, Teller technically could as long as he sat down for a ritual.
But he is dying, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Severa is like on the other side of the fucking continent, which you could do as
Because
well.
Teller
so-
can cast any necromantic or divination spell that's below his level as long as he sits down and talks with people for a little bit.
Oh, sucks. He's
Well,
dying.
He's gonna be dead pretty soon because he's
Well,
dying.
Yep.
if we can find a shifter or a shifter alive, I can force it out of him.
I look over at a random shifter in the room. There's one. No, I'm kidding.
Like they just stop and like and
One.
slowly like try to quickly go in like away.
It was
Like
a
a
joke.
wolf one.
Sorry, I'm not good at those.
No, he's not good at jokes. He has really bad comedic timing.
Yeah.
Too
Well,
bad.
at least
Hey,
he's not
it's
as bad
better
as
than
Teller.
some people. Okay.
I mean, yeah. Always. There's always someone worse, I suppose.
Teller.
I don't know. I've never met the guy. I thought he was some sort of buff, demon carrying warlord of some sort.
No,
and
we
then
remember that the Oni was looking like a child.
it's still an oni. Like just because. See, when I
They
change
can
my appearance,
shapeshift.
I
Yeah, but
still
they
weigh and look the
They
same.
physically shapeshift.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, they have supercharged changing form.
What?
That is true.
Out of curiosity, so what did you think he looked like?
I've
Like, can
already
you?
described it in the past.
Well, do the. Can't you make yourself look like him?
Yes, I can make an approximation of what I thought he looked like, and the picture that I've sent in the group chat before was of like a large buff thing with like I think like goat legs and horns on its head and stuff like that. I don't think Zoe's ever seen what a furbolg looks like.
I mean, that's cool looking, but that's more like demon and less Korvog.
But that was what I
Eh,
was described was a demon carrying
eh.
ancient beast of sorts.
No, he's nowhere close. You're daydreaming.
He's
Yeah,
quite the
So
I
opposite.
was described incorrectly then.
No, I think you attributed the wrong traits from what you heard.
I mean,
is that Sona doing that? No.
Eh, it's definitely Sona. Sona has known Teller for like 20 years.
So then the next question is like, how reliable is this Northern Army? Is like, what's their objective? Have they mentioned anything of that?
They are trying to get ahead of this. They, you could say, some have viewed this was probably coming for a good while. They're good, don't get me wrong, but it's still, you know, a city going against, and a kingdom. I think they have about somewhere in the ballpark of 2 to maybe even 3,000, but 2,000 is kind of closer to what it is. They couldn't bring. Winter's Hollow is more of a warrior city than anything. How they elect their chief is when I think it's every 4 years. When every 4 years, when it's time to change, the chief like demands challengers. Like he wants to see if somebody can beat him, and
That kind of city.
uh, and their entire life, their civilization is bent on, uh, you know, getting stronger. So they're good. So don't get me wrong, they're good. It's just I, I don't know if they're good enough to take on an entire empire. Thus is why we are trying to make a strong impact for them so they don't suffer heavy losses.
Well, I think we have, from what I've heard from the others, we might have a potential problem with Thorndale, and that things coming from there. But I don't, the vampire kind.
Yeah, Voss had already mentioned about that.
Vampires don't seem that bad, really.
She kind of like stops and she does like look around.
Voss?
No, Sona. Voss isn't
Oh.
in here.
I mean, like anyone outside the spell can't hear what's happening inside the spell for reference.
But I assume you made it the whole 100 feet around the whole.
No, I just made it literally around the room we're in.
Oh.
Specifically, so that I can
She
reach
says
outside.
that they're Barson and Thorndale have sent just like very small. You're talking about somewhere in the ballpark, maybe 100 like ground troops to come join in this. Their more specialized was the fleets. But she says that Voss had already mentioned about something and is currently keeping an eye on a group of people that are here in town. One of them is being led by one of the vampires you all fought.
Oh, the boy
Mhm.
band.
No, in Thorndale. It's some woman.
Moki A.
Brisha just looks at everyone like,
I wasn't there.
Yeah, Brisha just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Marissa and
I
Bo weren't
I was
there.
unconscious.
they don't seem to be
None of
hostile.
us were there.
They don't
Yeah,
seem
I
to
was there.
be hostile or causing a problem, but the fact that they came from Thorndale, from what I've heard, is Thorndale have sent a mercenary group, which was them mostly. So any harming to them would pretty much cause a really bad taste, I guess you could say.
I mean, as long as it don't hurt us, we won't hurt them. I suppose.
Well, that is what Voss is currently doing, is keeping an eye out as she does not trust the situation, but because they traveled with the Northern Army when they all came here, she decided to hold back and not to pursue any actions until something comes awry.
Mm.
So, yeah, we understand, us in this area understand that we have a potential threat amongst our ranks, but it seems like they have a goal as well. So,
Yeah, seems they, from what I can gather, they seem more self-centered, like more like what they care about.
so, so far they've been here for a few days and haven't done anything. As a matter of fact, they have specifically came to introduce themselves to us as well. And Voss was there, so they know that we know. And they're kind of, I guess, in the face rubbing about it. So they know we're watching. So I don't think they're going to try anything, but that's where Voss is at currently.
Well,
I mean, a
Where's
vampire on our side would be nice.
I think she needs to.
I mean, no one really wants to get a fang stabbed in their back halfway through a battle, though, either.
It would be their neck, not their
No, but
back.
that's why we keep them far away from the important place.
Yeah.
Well, we can only hope, but we can't do everything.
I
Well, we
mean, we
also
can
gotta
send. I mean, we aren't like we can't send the vampires after the shifters, right? Since they can't be
They
turned
should
into
be
wolves.
relatively equal pairs, right?
The thing
Yeah.
is, we know they're vampires. Nobody else does.
Yeah,
But
but
what
that's
if we
why.
request that they help out on the front lines? Would they be offended?
They have their own deal that they've worked. I don't know. We can try, but
I mean, they can suck the shifters, right?
you want a bloodthirsty shifter coming after us?
I mean, aren't shifters like immune to being vampires?
I don't know, and I really don't want to
I-
find out.
I would assume things that can shift form would be immune to being
But doesn't mean you turn
transformed
into a
into
vampire.
something else.
If
That would
there is
sound
an entity
really cool.
influencing all of this from happening, I don't want to put no cards on the table.
Expect the unexpected, maybe.
So,
You can
Yeah.
send them into the mountains, look for ruins for information.
well, I am not in charge.
No, I'm just joking now. It's like I'm just.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're after their own interest, and it probably doesn't interest them to be wiped out by the people in the south. So for now, their interests may align with ours.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend in
Yeah.
that situation.
Maybe.
We can work with that.
It's not so much friends. I think the enemy of our enemy is a potential benefit for us in the short term.
Enemy of our enemy is a fragile ally for the moment.
We just are going to have to keep an eye on them as best as possible. So,
Well, we better not say anything to the others then.
How does
Okay.
Vos feel about? I don't know if you've discussed it, but taking a more prominent role in the shifter community, to put it like that.
well, because there has been a slight change in her. And ever since the ones here have, you know, pretty much swore to her, she seems a little bit different. I think
You
how things have slightly been going, she has maybe come to realize something. I'm not really quite too sure. Which, by the way, did you tell the whole group that Natalie?
Yeah, I said it. Like I
Okay.
think we need to tell Volstad as well. I think she would most likely want to know.
Are we sure she's dead? She could be in a
If the
different realm.
spell, okay, I'll explain this again because I think I've said this before. If the spell does not connect at all in the way it did, the person who I'm trying to send the spell to,
Well,
dead or in a different realm.
or they're in a magical cage.
Or they could be petrified, like.
Yeah, or they could be petrified.
different reasons,
But
that could-
I, considering where she is from, I am say extremely positive
I
she
mean,
has
you've
been there.
reattached people's heads before and brought them back to life.
Have me?
You have, haven't you? That was explained to me.
Have I?
Or something.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
leaders of entire kingdoms?
No, they she was stabbed. She wasn't decapitated.
Oh, still.
I mean, that's like there's a difference between decapitation and being
Quite
stabbed.
different. I forgot. I wasn't there. I was told something about people being decapitated and heads being thrown over a wall or something.
No, we're not
That-
that
mm,
crazy.
When did that happen?
anyways, let's push on.
Olis and the old leader.
Oh, there.
It's probably
there.
salt rubbed into Sona's wound, but So wouldn't know.
Yeah, we're not
Or
gonna
it's
get on
just like
that.
what?
And,
Does her eye twitch when Zoe mentions this?
Like, she knows that you don't know anything, so she's in a very calm state.
She has raised enough in the past week.
Yeah, so it's like talking about the past is not really going to affect her at this moment. She's living in the present and slight future. So,
So yeah. I mean, I think we need to. I think if we send a big enough distraction, like we need to find like so main
Is
priority.
it worth contacting the spiders, or maybe us sneaking in there to open the
No,
door
we can.
for them?
I can contact them for sure. Don't worry
But
about it.
I
You
don't know-
mentioned the
I don't-
door was shut, right?
No, we left it open for them. So unless they shut it themselves, it's open.
Well,
Joseph, I meant
It-
Joseph. You mentioned
it-
someone had shut the door.
someone, you guys were told that the Zoradale came behind and, like, locked it and shut it. So that it's kind of more like they wanted to feel safe that nothing was going to come back. That's why the guards were able to just, when you guys found Joram, aka Ace, there was like one kind of guard just kind of scattered amongst this area. If there were, they kind of like felt safe that way. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I can ask them if they can come out. Who knows? We can always try, right? And if they can't or won't, then we know.
Would it be worthwhile for some of us to try to get in there and let them out?
I mean, if
I
we
mean,
have
Alistair
to,
knows where it is.
yeah, she could
Yeah,
be
and
more
she's
than
a rogue. She could pick locks, right?
I mean, you have 3 rogues there at that point, if they all go. Because it's quite a travel.
Well, Sona kind of sits there for a moment. It's like, I'm ready to go for a walk. So we can maybe pick this up later. But I got other things I need to check on as well. So if you guys will excuse me, she'll kind of head out and just start walking around. She goes and does what she needs to do.
She had to use the bathroom.
I think she just got fed up with our bullshit.
No, I think her brains is probably.
No, it's she's trying to make sure we are still in contact with whatever the North is planning. The North is asking for the Hunter's assistance, but they're not demanding us. So she does have a lot on her plate still.
should maybe we should go see some of the others then, possibly, and let them know we're here too.
Indeed, I
Instead of
want to
just
say advice.
I mean, we have to probably wait for the bear person to show up, right?
we might have to.
Harris, not Harris, Brent said, well, if you're looking for Alistar, she's protecting some. It's not even a.
shop.
It's not even a candy store. They have very small amount of sweets, but she said that's the best she has, so she's over there.
Oh, well, I wanted to find boss, not her.
I think, like, it looks at them with a serious face. I think Alistar has fucked with our shit so many times that we were just glad when she left.
Does the
It's
sweet
good
shop
to
have
be happy
alcohol?
now.
I
mean,
don't know, but
That's why we got her on you guys, so you guys can deal with her for a while.
Please,
yeah,
have fun with her.
thanks.
I mean,
Do we have
Exuria,
alcohol here?
Exuria's here somewhere. She's probably helping Voss with something.
Cool.
I guess I'll go with.
Voss is. Last time I checked, she was about a block down.
Cool.
Yeah, the Forsaken are out back. They're more of just doing their own thing, as far as I'm aware of.
Cool.
Don't know. I can't remember anybody else that seems to be deemed important that we need to keep track of. So that is everybody.
Yeah,
Oh.
cool. I'm gonna leave now.
Do you
Yeah.
happen to have any ale or mead?
Whatever was left, the army took for them.
Hmm.
So
Go check the candy shop,
I
Zoe. They
mean, you
might have
can
something
just
for you.
make your water taste like meat.
Ew.
water down as best as possible.
I mean, no, it won't be like, I mean, liquid is liquid, right? And it will taste the exact same.
Yeah,
Oh.
but there's just no effect.
Yeah,
Do
you won't
have
get.
cups with water in it?
You get.
Could I have 5 cups with some water in them?
Yeah, on the other side of the counter. I'm not your
I'll
slave.
walk around the counter. I'll get 5 cups, and then I'll get a pitcher of water. On the pitcher of water, because I can do this to a cubic foot, I'll make it taste like alcohol, and then I'll change its color to be brown. I can add one more effect, so I'll like add some sparkles on the inside of it, so it looks like it's a bit fizzy. And then I'll pour the pitcher into the 5 cups, and I'll be like, I'll be out back with the Forsaken.
All right.
On hour, this stuff will look, taste, and somewhat appear like it's alcohol.
As he like his back was turned, like he was doing all this, Bran just kind of like pulls out a flask. Sucker.
I don't notice. I have a 9 passive perception.
Well, like it's like you're this way, and he has his back toward you as well, so you wouldn't see it. But all of you see it.
The dwarf, right?
I don't even like alcohol.
So, Zoe
He's
gets
always
up,
drunk. so I
does
would-
that, and kind of like walks away. Akuma and Tay pretty much get up and they start heading out as well. Arissa, you doing anything specific?
I think we're just gonna sit there and do some big magics,
All right.
aka small magics.
Zoe, you roll a d20.
I don't know why I just reached for the physical dice.
It doesn't matter. You can do physical dice.
I'll
It don't
roll
matter,
a
you-
18.
9.
All right. So
Nine.
you're second. Well, actually, you'd be first because they're just right outside. Akuma and Tay, you're going down. You're walking Candy Street. So
Pretend you don't know Alistair. Just pretend we don't know Alistair.
Yeah, exactly. Pretend like we don't know.
So you kind of go outside and you actually have to go through a little bit more extra doors as again it's been built upon, and it's not like it's fully furnished and stuff like that, but it has been built upon. So you go manage to find your way, and you do come outside and you can see the Forsaken. They're kind of like around kind of like a campfire. You can see the druid seems to be like druid, like I don't know
There
their
were
names.
4 of them, right?
Yeah. You see Actos, who was the druid. He's kind of like in a meditating. Like he seems to be very calm about just in general. Uh, you do see Acurus. That was the other warlock that you're familiar with. He's kind of like just leaning against like a post, and you can see he's thinking in his mind. You do see Sariki, the sorcerer that you guys managed to kind of like bring out uh, of her mind and help you guys pull everybody out of the mirror. She's kind of like playing with the fire, like having it do fancy tricks and all that. And then there is Euros, who's kind of like sitting there just like sharpening his swords.
He's a
Probably
fighter,
great.
right?
He is a barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yes.
He's a weird barbarian. He uses swords.
Not the weirdest weapon for a barbarian. I think it'd be weirder if a barbarian used a dagger, but
So you can see that they just are in a. It seems like they're just waiting to be told something.
it's nice to see you all doing well. I walk out still looking like the air genasi.
Um, Acurus, who kind of like looks up and because I don't think they know you, but Acurus does.
We met briefly.
He just
Macro saw my true form.
So was it?
Yeah, I brought you all some ale of sorts.
From where? Because you can see yours kind of like stops in his mid sharpening because he's like, we've had to give it up for 2 days. I would be careful with your next words there.
It won't be very strong, but it will at least have the flavor of some nice ale that I've had in the past.
uh, Actos is just kind of like, as he's just sitting there, he's just kind of like does his hand. He's, I'll pass. Sariki's just like, sure, it's better than nothing, I guess. And she kind of stops and then takes it. Euros is just, as you get closer to him, as he's sharpening, he's like, stops. If it is not real, don't want it.
Alright.
That's
That
the
leaves two
backdoor
extra
way of
fingers.
approaching.
And you I already forgot his name again. Acris kind of meets you halfway, and he reaches his hand out. And he's like, "Sorry, well, in a bit of a bad mood. It's pretty boring. It was fun for the fight. Don't get me wrong. We had a blast." And he's like, nobody's laughing. He's like, "Come on, guys, it was funny. You all suck." And
I did pretty well in a fight recently myself. It was rather encouraging compared to how I've been doing normally.
Well, that's good to hear. So, what brings you out here?
I just wanted to check on you all. Maybe try to see what sort of state things might be in out here. I can't really share too much information out of fear people could listen in, but
Well, I mean, we're pretty much just after the fight. We're just pretty much being told what to do. It's I guess it's still kind of getting used to the fact that Sona's not our leader anymore, but she is. I don't know. It's really too confusing. We used to just like to travel a lot, right? We find whatever just comes along our way, and if it's along the way, we take care of it.
I can understand that. I used to hop between places a lot more than what I do nowadays, but that was a millennia ago.
Speaking of, why are you like here? I remember what was said, but it's interesting to know how you were like, I don't know, still young.
I was. You know how it works with our lanterns. I was inside of mine trying to avoid some bad company, and then when I popped back out, I was in even worse company. That joking aside, I popped out and I was surrounded by a group of hooligans who I quickly learned was strong enough to kill a dragon, and just stuck around with.
They still sound like my kind of people.
It is a very good place to be compared to stuck in a lantern for 1,000 years.
Well, hopefully, that doesn't happen to me. But
You never
Oh.
know.
I mean,
I
they did
don't
get stuck
even
in the
know how it
Shadowfell.
happened.
They did get stuck in the Shadowfell for a bit, so they sort of know.
yeah.
And we did beat them up as well afterwards.
But well, I mean, in terms of our patronage, we haven't heard, or I haven't heard a thing. So it seems like everything is quiet again. But you know, quiet is boring, and you can hear she's like, "Tell me about it. I'm legitimately ready to launch something just somewhere." And like, you can hear Actos. He's just, "Please, the last place you set on fire, I had to put it out. I would rather not do it again. Oh, come on. You enjoyed it too. You were playing with the fire as much as I was." "No, I wasn't. Please." So,
Seriously, you'd probably understand. If someone told you weren't allowed to burn something down, would it make you want to do it more?
Oh my god.
the mention of word don't and burn means that it needs to instantly be in flames.
See, she understands.
That is how I was raised. Like, if you told me not to set that fence on fire, and she just launches a firebolt and it just like slams into it, catches on fire, and you just, "Hey, I just put that out yesterday," and like he jumps over and like he's quickly putting it down, and like Actos is just like,
God damn it.
and Acris is just, "Sorry, friend, sorry. Here, let me come help you." And he grabs that extra drink and he kind of like throws it out on it, trying to put it out. See, just
Good
like
thing it's
that.
not real alcohol, or it would have made the fire worse.
This is boring. Can we go? Can we just go do some? Can we just charge them head on? No, we can't charge. We've had this conversation before. Keep your hot temper to yourself, as Acris is like trying to put out the fires. Is there anything specific you wanted to get to?
No, I just wanted to socialize with them a bit.
So it's very interesting. You can see that they're bored, but it's just that like they're ready for action. They're nothing but action.
I'll tell her about how we went in the library and I had no desire to burn it down, and then as soon as somebody said, "Don't burn it down," I was like, "This needs to happen. I feel like it needs to."
Like the
Oh,
fire,
yeah, sentiment,
the
sentiment.
fire next to her just grows with intensity. Hearing that you was in a place we're told not to set fires, like you can see she was frustrated. So while that's happening,
I was fine until I was told not
Um,
to do it, and then I felt like it needed to happen.
like Arissa, you can hear that there's just like loud emotions and commotions just happening outside.
And it's not even real alcohol.
Actually, I do not,
That's true.
Yeah.
because of my thing. I did not hear anything.
Okay.
Yay. No excitement for you.
That's why Harris hasn't went outside to try to turn it down.
I'm sitting in silence. Like I'm sitting in pure
Harris walks
silence.
past the window and sees a burning
Uh,
fire. And
oh my
This is
god.
time.
Okay, so Akuma and Tay, as you guys walk for a couple of minutes, you do see Voss, who's kind of like leaning against a building, staring straight, not necessarily towards like an alley. It's a little bit more open. It's a street, but it's slightly narrow. But you can see she's just like leaning there, staring down the way. There's even another like a bear member or a bear shifter that is also with her, just kind of just watching.
Everyone just like starts bucking it. Voss! Hey, Voss!
She kind of like looks, and she's just
We're going to attack.
make a strength check.
Oh,
Do
shit.
it. Natural 20.
Natural
Yeah.
one.
Make that roll.
Boom.
Aw.
I'll take it.
I
Tackle.
mean, you can feel that she shifted like that, but like she's not going to the ground.
No, of course
Wow.
not. She's not that strong. You're funny.
But she's hey, wasn't expecting you guys here so soon.
Oh, we're so glad we could see you again.
It's
Heard
good to see you
you.
guys too. Hope
Heard you're
everything's
keeping
okay.
It's
Yeah.
been all good. I mean, we're alive still, so that's the main thing.
What were
What
you
about
saying,
you?
Tay?
Heard you're keeping an eye on some
Vampire.
And like she just yes and points, and as you both of you kind of like look down, you can see the group hearing this commotion like turns and like looks at you, so they see like all three of you, and they're just, and you see that Tay, for you, for definitely, you see that woman that was giving you guys just like a hard time, and she's just
Oh, they seem friendly.
I don't want to talk about it.
Just wait till Sabura comes back to fucking murder all of them. Literally, now she knows what she's dealing with. She can literally murder them, no issue. Fucking clerics, man.
But yeah, just been keeping an eye on them. They haven't done anything so far, but I don't know.
Are they still doing that wave? Like,
Like they, oh, are they still waving at you?
yeah.
Yes, yes, she is. As a matter of fact, you can see like she's approaching you guys.
Goody, she's
And
coming
she's just,
over.
not again.
I got this. She doesn't know me. I don't know her. I'm sure it's fine.
And she just like
Friendly
kind of
introduction.
gets close to all of you, and you can even see the where that was like kind of shifts his position a little bit in case of anything. You can see she just approaches, and
Hello.
she ignores you and just like stares at Tay. How are you feeling?
Yeah, sure. How would an axe feel to the throat?
Good times. Good times. And she just turns around and starts walking away, and she says, I'll see you later. And like Voss is just like, you can hear her like, you can hear this growl coming from her, and it sounds like a beast of a growl, and not just like,
He's ignored.
you know,
Okay, then.
not like a human person. Anyways, so how was y'all's journey going? We find information that was needed?
Oh, yeah, we did. Can't really discuss it out here, but we found out a lot. It's kind
Well,
of crazy, honestly.
at least we found something. That's good progress, so good job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Too bad you're stuck here.
We found the other bear shifter commander.
Oh yeah, so we're back up to the peoples.
Really? Where?
Stuck in the cage. Stuck in the magic cage.
Yeah, up back that way. And yeah, she was trapped in some kind of magical thingy. It was not a fun time.
Yeah, she's going to get.
She kind of looks at the wearer, and he like, you see like he's kind of like happiness comes among that she was found, and he's just like, there was a nod that he kind of gives her, and she just kind of like takes it and just kind of comes back into this conversation with you guys.
She's going to get Polis's brother.
Yeah, apparently Polis has a brother. The thing.
Apparently.
I didn't know he had a brother.
Well, neither did we. Fun time. Yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna be bigger than Polis.
That would be hilarious.
Well,
more scary.
Do we know how long it will be until they maybe get here?
Not quite sure. It could be a few
Not
days,
sh-
maybe a week.
Hmm. She looks and why don't you get one of the scouts and see if they can maybe meet him halfway just in case.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
So the wearer kind of like nods and he
I'll
kind of
call,
go ahead and walks off. So, is there anything specific that you guys wanted to talk to or talk about?
Besides that, Ace's arms are fucked up. Not much else is.
yeah, his arms like almost exploded.
So you guys kind of talk about the thing, and you guys tell him that Joram was Ace, and you can see like at first it's kind of like, did you kill him? But then further conversation, come to realize that so he's now an ally, and it's like,
He's also half dead. Anyways,
It's complicated.
not that I wouldn't like to kill him, or at least part of me does.
I'm not going to touch that topic. Bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
That was when we mentioned Teller, and that's what happened while he was getting tortured.
I think it was more like
he kind of gets more tortured because he sneezed when he was told not to sneeze.
It could be
So-
worse. It could be one of those moments where he feels like he's about to sneeze, and it goes away, and then it comes back, and then it goes away.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh,
but
no.
anyways, so as conversations on both ends go, after a little bit, pretty much everybody regroups and stuff like that. Is there anything specific anybody's wanting to do? What is the plan?
I think we need to. Who the fuck is in charge of this army?
Well, that would be Lilligan, but
So, yeah.
he's currently a little bit more closer to the base. He comes and goes every now and then.
And I think he needs to be filled in on vital information that
Indeed,
we
invite
are
him
aware
back.
of.
Yeah,
Right, and
I sent word for his presence. He was actually I think a day away, so he was actually coming back here. I think everything seems to be fine. Yeah, everything does seem to be fine near the gate, so he's probably making his way back here to be relieved on any information and so on and so forth.
Boss, everybody else thinks this, but I'm not quite sure yet. But we're thinking Natalie. Well, they're thinking Natalie might be dead.
Hmm.
But I'm thinking she might be in a different realm, as far as we know.
Ursa just from behind does like this, like
Voss, you can see, like, because she has her helmet off and all that. And, like, I would say this is kind of like a lot of your equipment is down, like, and off. Like, you guys are just trying to get more of in a relaxed state.
what equipment?
I know. For you, you're just
With
like,
that thing?
What do you mean, DM? I don't wear anything.
I take off my coat.
I know, I like my coat.
I put my coat on the rack.
I put my lantern on the table.
You can see she does look.
I put my axe in a chair.
She looks hurt, but
Also, speaking of equipment, it didn't mention it, but I would have taken my talisman back from.
Yeah, of course. No, I assumed.
she kind of just. That's unfortunate. That was a really great ally that we've lost.
Think she paid the price for helping us out.
She
Sadly.
you can see where she goes. She kind of just like starts to walk out back a little bit. If anybody follows or whatever, you can see. Does anybody follow?
Yeah, Akuma might follow.
Okay, sure. Just see if I'm wasting time or not. You do see where she kind of goes out back, and she goes a little bit away uh from the building, and you can see where there is three kind of like piles of rocks that seems to be made in a kind of like a burial.
Um,
Um, and then so she kind of goes and starts to make one more.
I see.
So, um, that's kind of what she does, and she kind of just, you know, says, in a way, kind of like a prayer, but it doesn't sound like to a god. It sounds more like she's telling Natalie that, you know, your hunt's over, and we'll we'll take it from here. And kind of stands up and puts a hand on your shoulder and just nods like she's okay. Uh, and you can see what little bit of her eyes, you can see it has like a small undertone of red in it. But she just nods and we're gonna have to remain strong for what's up ahead. And
Indeed.
starts walking back towards the building. So, anything else?
I think when she comes back in, I think Ursula will look at Vos and just say, well, one important thing that we learned gathering information is that the shifters will not stop unless an alpha tells them to. So merely killing Lucian by any of us is not an option. It has to be someone with authority among shifters.
Don't worry. And she kind of like looks at you, and you can. I would say all of you, like throughout the day or whatever, has noticed, like that dark, not dark, but that kind of low undertone of that red in her eyes. But she looks at you, and you can see like the fire burning, and it's just he'll get what's coming to him by my hands. That's for sure.
We need to figure out where he is.
Do you think he'd still be in the den, or do you think he'd be in the capital?
Well, if the Wares attacked, obviously they worked out some sort of deal, but I don't know. I don't know if he still gives off the vibe to me that I don't think he would have joined them. So I honestly do not know. And I'd say you guys explained that the idea that if and when Zorodale comes under the northern control, the party would split. Um, with you four probably receiving maybe some assistance as well with your stealth team traveling with the Northern Army, pretty much hitting Quaritch and then going to Exolius, while the rest of the hunters, which is obviously Voss, the Wares, Sona, and the Forsaken, will travel to the den and see what they can do. You all pretty much talk strategy, trying to get an understanding of what's happening, the communication line, and, you know, preparations of how to hit. As the Northern Army, while they are preparing for defensive, they're waiting for the hunters to be part of that spear to push them in. And since the last that was being told to wait for is here, uh, that might be what the leader is coming to the city to talk about, to make sure of final plans, of final judgment calls, making sure the fleets are also, not receiving any trouble. They are on course with what they are supposed to do. Um, and you guys, I'll even say forwarding the next day, which I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. Back to
And
those.
roll some other things first.
Oh.
17. Cool.
That's the first time you rolled low on that.
Yeah, it was fine.
This is Dupé.
Ooh.
Natural 20. Again.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
I'm glad I'm ending this session. Like, I don't.
I'm just like,
We're on-
natural 20, natural 20, natural 20, natural 20.
We're on 40 now.
Oh my god.
And
So many nat 20.
Jojo,
Oh.
are we on the 40th?
yes.
Yep.
Wisdom saved by DM.
Oh my gosh. This
Nice.
is great.
So take a guess of who is who on that 7
I
and
mean,
9.
the same.
Boss is
I
the
mean,
7 and Alistar is the 9.
Okay.
Something like that.
No,
Um.
I was gonna say
I'm
Alistar
sorry.
was the 7 and Boss was the 9.
Um. Pretty much, I will say this.
I think I've rolled 2 natural 20s on this now. Against
they mentioned about going to grab the orb, and you guys kind of knowing, like, okay, so they obviously wasn't, like, this feeling came over them a little bit too much, and they just started walking. But I will say with help and assistance, to kind of bring them back. And this was also kind of, they were prepared for stuff like this as well. So, like, the Wares were already holding them back, and the Wares were holding Alistar as the Forsaken was holding Voss. And so it's kind of like they were already aware that if something like this was to happen, they got to step in. To keep it short, because we'll end it here in just a moment, I'll send you who you guys talk to, which
How far away is the bear coming? I guess I could just send a message because we might have just gone and get them. If they're close enough.
let me look at something.
Oh.
Because we
Right.
just could quickly do a quick flyby and pick them up. Unless they're with a bunch of people.
I'll say this though. Yeah, because it's been
3 days. 4 days.
Well, it's been a little bit longer because you guys, when you released her, let's see, you're about right here. You
5
kept a
or
day
6
there,
days.
and you went up there, which then took you down there. So that was a day
It
you
took
spent.
us a day to travel up, I believe. And then we
Uh,
slept, and then
there was about 2 to 3 days in here.
I think
4,
it's about
5,
5 or
6.
days.
So pretty much close to a week. I'll say at some point on the 40th, they are like they will be coming in.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Ooh, POTUS is mother.
The scout that Boss had sent, kind of came back a lot quicker because the scout was able to easily identify them and was able to make it back here quicker and just like, yeah, they should be here tomorrow. So or should be here later in the day since it is the 40th.
Good to know.
But yeah, you guys pretty much talk strategy and gear up, and which we'll still pick back up on the 40th. But you guys pretty much gear up and we'll start to head south with whatever is there. And with that, we'll call it.
Yay!
So much energy.
That was a good to try to swing back in the neck of things as things are about to heat up for sure. So thank you everybody for sticking around with us. And please, if this ever gets too late for any of you guys, we do have our video on YouTube that we are uploading and I'm trying to keep track of that and have it up to you guys as well. The sucky thing was the previous episode got not erased, but like got corrupted. So they missed the wonderful fight that you guys had. So I'm gonna hopefully make a video to explain what really they went through, try to go as detailed as possible. And
An animated version of it.
yeah, yeah. Let me
It was
just
the power of the staff that corrupted that.
probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I think the creature sucked the life
there
out of
you
the
go.
thing.
Yeah, he sucked a little bit too much out of it. But, you know, anyways, we'll try to have that hopefully working. But thank you all once again. I'm glad that we can all come back into this and try to get the swing of things. There was a lot that we left on, and they're just in the midst of the build-up.
Oh, should we also tell them?
Tell them what?
No, surprise.
No? Surprise? Oh.
Surprise,
No, we don't
definitely.
tell you any. We're not telling you anything. Nobody knows anything. You all know nothing.
I'm lost. What do we...
Try to find a DM. It's not
Don't
just
you find
them.
out
Say
another
goodbye.
time.
Say goodbye.
Do you know what we will tell them, though?
Get the fuck out of here. I mean,
Get the
quick.
fuck out of here.
Well, let me ask you. Do you want me to tell them this or not?
No.
No.
I
No.
don't mind.
I don't know what it is. I'm just saying no.
Are
Say
you
no.
sure? It's very juicy.
We should. We should do it.
I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. Just
Do
say
it.
no because I can't.
Well,
Do
well,
it.
Found out that
How's it
that
sound
my
it?
friend's parents are fourth cousins.
what?
What?
Roll a
It's not
dice.
It's not a joke.
Do it.
I
Do
got
it.
yesterday.
Joseph,
You guys.
America.
do it.
Okay.
Do it.
You guys
Suck.
reach level 9.
Hey!
Oh no. This is bad. I have to think about things.
Yes! Brutal criticals!
So, first off, before we get off and we get everything, I would like everybody to roll those hit dice. Let's get those on the board. Oh.
I'm going like a champ today. Everything is max. Get fucked.
Okay.
Yeah, an 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, guys, this may not be good. You're getting all your not hit dice, but all your natural 20s out of the way for when you're really gonna fucking need it.
Listen, I've not rolled any natural 20s today, so I still have them for when I need them.
Look at
Yeah,
all those
all
eights.
eights.
Not 20 though.
Zoe, you are slacking, my dude. You're the only one that rolled a 5. Come on.
I rolled exactly average for my hit die, so I don't want to hear it. So, just because I'm not some special
Look
above
at all those
average
beautiful
person.
8s.
Well,
I mean, I haven't burned. Like, you're lucky that today wasn't the fight day because I think Joseph would have torn his fucking
Cried.
hair out.
Probably would have cried.
well, you know, I thought,
Better
especially for
Better
coming
hair.
back, I thought, what a nice treat. Let's all get level 9, so then I can feel a little bit easier that I murdered you at level 9 and not level 8.
See
But
how it
anyways,
is?
thank you everybody for coming out, and I hope you all enjoy it. So as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful night. We'll catch you later. Bye.